Leticia talk, I wanted to wait until I heard a lot so I could properly review her and her current state. And today she was really verbose. My intent was to get through all of her audio in 3 hours. Well, she put up at least an entire hour of audio today, so we are going to get as best as we can through it. And because we have so much to do, I'm going to reduce the amount of time I would normally wait for people to come in before we start. Because, of course, a lot of it being Leticia is going to be filler. Okay, got her volume up. Let's get to Leticia's, I was about to say channel, but I'm not really sure that it's really a channel anymore. More like a psychosis. Now, I have noticed some differences in her today that I thought was interesting versus last night. Hate it when I hit that button wrong. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Ronnie. Yes, we're going to talk Leticia, and I waited an hour because other people were live, but, ready or not, here it comes, and if people don't want to come, well, then they can just watch it in review or not at all. Just saying. So I will just give everyone just a moment. Give them at least a 5 or a 6 or a 7. But, there's other people live, and no one ever worries about stepping on me. So I'm going to start doing my lives more when I want to, because I'm shown very little consideration. Just saying. Not naming any names. Well, I know Leticia misses us because, as you two know, she watches all of our lives here, and she will watch our review. Now, the other thing reason why I thought I would wait a while, hello DC, is I didn't want to give Leticia what to say. Because you know that many times she will follow a lead if I get it. Well, I didn't want to give Leticia any leads because I want to learn. I wanted Leticia to be Leticia. Now, we will start to get into her audio because I'm going to try to do this in 3 hours. But, yeah, oh shit, yeah, she loaded up today the better part of 2 hours. And I said yesterday we were going to do it all, but we're going to do as much as we reasonably can. Now, this has been covered a lot by other people, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with her video, Detective Who, and then I'm going to take it in order after that, because what I'm doing is basically putting it in chronological order, because Detective Who is a video was taken at the hospital with her talking to a detective. And like I said, this would have been before any of her other uploads. So that's why we are going to play Detective Who first.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I got it working. Hit that easy there.
You knew that DCFS was coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. You know why they're coming?
No. Aside from being homeless.
Being homeless? Okay. You think that's the only reason why?
Well, that.
Well, in reality,
freedom of speech.
What word?
Most people for Leticia is going to be over in Miss Moonbear's chat. Once again, I don't name any names particular, but she's running a Leticia live at the moment, and that's where most people are going to be. If they want to be over there, fine. But in reality, if they want to learn, if they want to watch Leticia and just look at her stupidness, well, then they need to be over there. If they want to learn something, they can be over here.
Okay. When did you make these?
Within the last 9 months.
What did you say?
And I'm ready for Leticia. She's saying.
One video of yours?
That's why I didn't hit the button instantly when I started.
I think that was right after you. Your snap with your baby.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of things that I said throughout this pregnancy that might not have been kosher for some, and that's why people get frustrated with me because of my freedom of speech. What is it that you needed to talk about?
So
Now, there's not much important here other than watching Leticia try to manipulate him. I am just showing this because I am doing this in entirety to show her roller coaster of her mental state. She is starting off with the manipulator. Now, he has told her that I am here because of, the the baby bullshit. Which, I don't have to give anyone to hear talking about how much she did it.
I don't have any ill will toward the child whatsoever. I don't have any ill will towards children or puppies. I know it's a long story, but I don't have any
Hello, Sherry.
ill will toward things that are harmless, innocent. Why would I want
Well, I'm attempting to review all of Leticia's audio since her return. And I'm starting with her talk with the cop because I'm doing it in chronological order, despite this being out of order of her uploads. So I'm playing this first, showing you her mental state all through these videos and her attempts at manipulation in attempting to tell you what's going on in her head to the best of my ability.
harm anything when in fact, like in my perspective, I was innocent too and I had a lot of crap happen to me as a kid.
Hello,
So,
Intuitive. Hello,
I
Miss
talk about this
Cupcake.
stuff, and none of the perpetrators ever got reprimanded in my case. So that's why I get so volatile verbally, because it feels like no one ever listened back then. No one ever understood when my parents actually physically harmed me or when other people actually physically acted out these things. So for the last years, I started sort of building my mental fortitude by refraining from engaging with anyone and any of the people that might have abused me. And then, of course, the father and what had happened, and I didn't anticipate getting pregnant from it, and it was a horrifying ordeal, the entire pregnancy.
Horrifying!
And not being able to, talk to anybody or to really have any safe, secure, I wouldn't say even just resources, but any safe, secure...
Ronnie, I'm sure that her breast milk had a nutty flavor.
Emotional support even.
Well, everyone eventually will know about
When I started
Leticia.
making the videos about all of it, it was all...
Oh, relevant. I got the screenshot. It was right before I walked to the store. Foodie Beauty was in Leticia's chat today offering her verbal support. Miss Cupcake.
Aggravation. Who wouldn't want to think these things? Who wouldn't want to harm themselves because they're snapping, because they have nothing and they have nothing to
Well,
offer their child?
Chantal is already starting to interject
So
herself with Leticia.
Of people throughout Arkansas, Illinois, all these different locations.
I could tell from the words it was the real Chantal.
For the baby, and that would have settled it. I would have never spoken about
Hello,
that,
Ellen.
like housing, like shelter,
Well, my other channel was a mod for Alex. So once again, if he's interested in Leticia and he and I are friends,
but then I also knew too,
I can be a resource for him again.
with mothers still, and even in this day and age, because I was raised Catholic, I was raised in a Catholic school, so there's a lot to do with that, and
No, it's not a tentative. Nothing is good foreign when you're pregnant.
So, of course, I was really irritable, knowing that the father had just sort of ran off to do whatever he wanted, and was doing whatever he wanted prior.
Now, she is trying to reach this man's heart. She wants him to white knight for her. And this is why I'm not stopping this at this point, because this is Leticia's attempt to say, I'm the helpless maiden in the tower, white knight me. And that cop isn't there. He's there because she's the bad guy.
Lied to me in order to engage with me like that, which is sick, very sick and sad.
Well, she just wants more people to talk about her, Miss Cupcake.
To harm someone just because they had pretty pictures,
in a dynamic, Amberlynn Reed in this last week has just shot herself in the foot and had her basically deplorable moment. So this is where Chantal, now she made a video saying, I appreciate all of you guys, right after Amberlynn shot herself in the foot. Now, Footy Beauty's trying to interject herself in the Leticia drama.
Everyone knew I had disclosed on my profiles. Homeless, disability, PTSD, please don't mess with me. Like, in that form.
Well, in reality, it'd be best if I just stay away from owls. Because, see, once again, they're stupid there. I like Al and all. But by him coming on the internet, the only reason why there wasn't 100 big channels jumping on Jason is because Adonis Paul and the rest of us got together and said, we are going to stomp the shit out of Leticia Simps, and we decided that as a group. And once again, if someone else puts down an edict and I think that it's, the right one, I'm not interested in who leads. I'm just interested in the end goal. And if it wasn't for that, Mr. Jason Wallace would be all over the internet in a lolcow himself. He needs to not be here. He needs to shut his fucking mouth, and he needs to go away. But he wants the attention, and this is why he hooked up with her in the first place. Once again, I could do a big commentary on his sins, but I don't, because it wouldn't be beneficial for the greater whole. What would be best is if he went the fuck away. Because if not, at some point, he does become a legitimate target for everyone. And because he's going on Al's show right now, if someone goes after him at this point, I'm not going to defend. Just saying. Because once again, if he was a non-participant, I would stand up and take bullets. But once again, when you start going on the internet and start getting on shows, you have now entered the game. And once you have entered the game, well, then you better have your big boy pants on and you better be ready to defend yourself. And that's my commentary on that.
And then all this happened. I would say I apologize for stating these things, but I really don't. I mean, everyone goes through these things, but they're not able to verbalize them. And then that's when people act upon them. When people aren't able to clarify their feelings and to really get every card out on the table and say,
oh yes, Intuitive, she would.
Could happen, or
hello,
Preppin. Wants to push me into doing. And then it's like, what do you really want? What is it that you're really seeking? But yeah, I don't anticipate being able to keep him because I know that a lot of people are scary and deranged and they have access to destroying my life. It's happened during this last 9 months. I mean, the fact that they only did 30 weeks of investigation for
yes, Miss Cupcake.
That I filed. I'm under investigation for that, right? The alleged.
After the last two, I don't think I could do a relationship anymore.
Okay.
That's why
I could do fun, but I don't think I could do a relationship.
In Arkansas.
Are you originally from Arkansas?
No, originally I'm from Wisconsin. I was there for 20 years of my life, born and raised, and then I moved down to Arkansas for 15 years and lived near my family. But my family.
But once again, because of everything, fun is also going to mean for me a girl that cannot have children. Just saying.
Did not help, like, psychologically, so I just sort of stayed to myself for many years. And then after my divorce, it was a huge,
hello, Nippy.
painful process. I haven't seen my daughter in 6 years because my ex-husband was so vindictive. And
well, I'm completely voluntarily at the moment.
In the divorce. And he had rights to all visitations. And it's just the whole ordeal. That's why I try not to engage with people personally anymore because it causes so much stress. And I just posted everything on YouTube. I figured somebody will hear it. Somebody will listen. I mean, at some point, hopefully they'll take heed of what I've said and understand.
So you're listening to Leticia here in the manipulations. Now, what she's dropping is the fact that she had expected that a super simp, a white knight of epic proportions with money would drop down. Here's your house. Here's your kid. Here's your other kid. Here's your dogs. And allow me to rain money upon you. Once again, That's the only thing that she would have accepted as we know.
True perpetrators are. Do I act out on these things? Generally, no. I'm actually a very decent person. And yet, if they looked into the footage of me going CCTV everywhere, all those times I've interacted with individuals, I'm actually not that scary, if that makes sense. I know my hair is like, but it is. I don't really apologize for saying that stuff. It happens. People think it. But if you don't
Yes, it
disclose
does,
that
Miss
stuff in
Cupcake.
those moments,
And you're not supposed to drink it, just saying.
which I really have never.
I totally get that if you don't open up,
Yeah.
and if you don't get stuff off your chest, yes,
Snowballs.
it does definitely.
Yeah.
The only thing that me, completely personally, in regards to person me, I would never, if I was a person on YouTube, okay, had a page or whatever, unless I truly felt that I was going to do it, I would never say that I wanted to hurt my unborn child.
Now,
This is
you hear this man has kept silent. Now, you heard the first words of his mouth. I would say I would never say I would hurt my unborn child. And I am the same way. And I'm sure that you are too. Now, this is where he's trying to get into her head. And this is the point to where she needed to plead stupid woman. This was the time for the stupid hysterical woman defense. But see, that shows weakness. And Leticia's manipulator ego state cannot do that. This was the time for some contrition. This was some time to be contrite. Now, as you know, contrite, contrition, and empathy is not in Leticia's dictionary. It's, I need to manipulate you into doing what I want. So we know what he has just asked. We know what she should say back. Now this is what she starts, and it's just her thing.
This is again me only. I don't think too many, and I deal with a lot of people that ranges from you name it to you name it. Okay, all people different walks of life. I don't see too many people ever saying that they want to kill their unborn child.
They have sustainable housing. They have emotional support. Those people that would never say it are actually, they've gotten allotments that people like us have not had.
You in the position you were in.
If the nukes fell tomorrow and the world virtually ended, and at the end of my driveway there was a baby, I would take care of that baby as best I could. Even if I've got to try to go across fields and find a cow with a calf and have to pin that cow and milk it for that baby, well, you know what? That's just what I'd be doing in the fucking apocalypse. But not our Leticia.
Yes.
Gives you the right to say that, even if you're frustrated.
Well, I understand, Miss
Truly
Cupcake.
not want to do it.
I understand.
Because if you say it, somebody that's never watched your page before, and they see this.
That's why I want to draw out these people that are truly mentally ill. I want to
Try some
spotlight
pickle
them
juice,
because
Miss Cupcake.
years ago,
Try
I
some
kept my
pickle
mouth
juice.
shut and I didn't do any of that
Swash
stuff.
it around in your mouth and spit it out.
They shoved
And
me
then
on,
drink something.
copious amounts of psychiatric medications. So there's just not a whole lot that.
Okay.
And even coming from the perspective of a man saying,
You're you doing that to cleanse your palate.
That's not living inside.
If you had a lemon, I'd
That's
say
not
suck on
affecting
it.
your hormones. That's not affecting your mental stability or your emotional stability when every time you reach out to someone, they promise you something and then they retract it. So it is very painful. It's very painful to go through life not being wanted. And to know that if you're supplying more children into this world, if you're unwanted, hence your children will be unwanted.
Now, once again, that's where, there should be a oh gosh golly moment for her. She needs to show a little embarrassment in her cheeks. And that's the thing right now. If she wasn't just so cold right here in manipulating, in making it all about her, if she showed some contrition right here, if she showed a little embarrassment, that might have made her go far.
If you're unwanted, hence your children will be unwanted. So, but that's completely different for somebody that has, say, gone and got a certification, or gotten a doctorate, or gotten some type of degree because they had some semblance of support here and there. I have not necessarily had that. And when I was offered that, I was always very fearful due to my mental instabilities, the PTSD, the bipolar. Now, have I actually ever followed through? No. My ex-husband made me look like a monster, but never did in the courts did they restrain me from my child. They never did that because they knew I breastfed my child for 13 months. I follow through with what I say I'm going to do. I brush my teeth and floss every day. I mean, there's a huge difference as opposed to me and somebody.
Yeah, she needs to be
individual
talking about
that
I
is
love
gonna
my
sit there and
baby.
clarify, I'm
I
gonna go
brush
murder
and
my
floss.
kid, and then they take an excerpt of that, and I tell people,
Hello,
this is how you handle that.
Matrissa.
Go for a walk. Go get some exercise. Get some fresh air. You've got those negative feelings. Go and eat something beneficial for you. Take a nap. Do these things that are going to actually help you as opposed to acting out, following through on it. And I think that's why there was such an influx of followers, which
And she doesn't get away with it
it's
either.
over my head. Like, there's some of that stuff that I don't
The end, he
believe is
makes
truly
her
there.
stop
That's why I
recording.
say it's government operatives. And I
He didn't know
joke
it.
about that because I know that there's reality. There are the things that you state, which is your freedom of speech, and I understand that
Well, yes,
that
Miss
stuff's so
Cupcake.
negative. They're like, oh my God, red flags, targeted, these words, or if you say things like on your phone and it's pinged, and they'll hear things like, bombing or whatever, planes and
Cheese
yada,
ball.
White House, whatever. I understand. But I also understand that there are a lot of people that
Cheese
have
ball,
more kinds
Biden
of fear,
prophylactic.
and that's gotten more.
Let him worry
People
about
are
that
more
one,
accustomed to
Leticia.
that in this day and age. And no, honestly, I would never harm him. I love him very much, and it hurts me to be away from him for like even this hour. That hurts. Is the negative parts. And that's
Oh, yeah,
what I
Harper.
want to
We're going to
actually
listen to a lot. This is going to be a 3-hour live.
That death is what caused me to have that trauma. So in order to face it,
This is just the warm-up part.
Sometimes I put myself in that situation where like, and
You know, the
children
first vid.
where they're like, well, if I take it away, then no one else can take it from me. So you have to go through all aspects of it, and I try to tell people like, yeah, maybe it's not right that I say these things.
Now, in her mind, she's like, I act out. So she's trying to justify her acting out. But once again, she's shown no concern for the child anywhere in this. You notice that in the question he asked about the baby, that no normal person would say I would hurt a child. But she never came back with anything in the child. She was just trying to justify her behavior.
Yes, I do apologize. But I wanted to disclose what people really feel.
Well, yes, intuitive. And that is really the thing about someone being committed. Now, I am against factory institutionalizing people. I believe that most people should not be institutionalized. But, just as you said right here, someone that cannot be reasoned with, well, then that's what we really do need institutions for. Now, at the point that they can be reasoned with, then they could be put into some kind of a halfway living condition and join society in some capacity.
Sometimes, and in a way to where people can understand, you don't need to act on that stuff. Even if the hardest things happen, you're put in jail. Like I was just put in jail a couple of days ago, and I was in the.
Didn't you have a warrant?
I did. That's the warrant. Yes.
Okay.
The alleged falsification. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And so then they detained me here in Bentonville, and then they tried to say, because I was like, no, this can't be happening. I'm only days away from giving birth. Why take me in now? So I smoked in front of them, and they they said that was endangering my child. And I know it's not federally regulated yet, but I'm sure.
Well, probably not Miss Cupcake. Some people can't.
I have a card from Arkansas as well as.
I'm just wondering what she'd be like with the proper medications in her.
And so they said that I was resisting arrest, which I was. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I didn't want to do it, but
look at, oh shucks, I resisted arrest.
And so then they said I was obstructing government justice or something like that, as well as endangering the child. But they dropped those in the court, and they understood that. And a lot of times when people meet me face to face, they can understand and engage from my perspective. I really don't mean it.
Well, she may, Ronnie.
To anyone,
you know, Leticia just watches YouTube.
And if that is something
now,
they need me to do is to like.
Now, for a few reasons, you know, she's watched through me some. Now, she does watch about everyone, I think. You know, anything that has anything to do with her. But you see, she can only watch videos of herself and people talking about them so often. But with me, she gets her therapist experience, in a way.
Hand him over because they feel like I would be a hindrance to myself or him. I don't believe so. My psychologist wouldn't, you know, say that.
Well, I don't, Ronnie, but it's kind of like the gamble theory.
Physicians.
You know, it's kind of like the plane's crashing, you know, and there's like 3 parachutes up there and they might work or might not. You're still going to put one on and jump out of the plane. Even if you know your parachute might not work. Because, you know, the alternative is so bad. And like I say, I'm normally not a big believer in pharmaceuticals. I'm not a big believer in institutions. But in Leticia's case, I think we need to throw everything at this problem that we possibly can. And so, you know, once again, sometimes the thing you don't like is the answer. But that's usually sometimes a rare thing. And I think in this case, Leticia is one of these cases.
There's other medical physicians,
If your psychologist saw this, whatever specific post you made.
Yes.
Where you specifically said that you wanted to kill you, Ron.
I mean, at this point with Leticia,
why'd you say that?
You know, to keep this in context, I'd be willing to do the witch doctor thing too. It's like, can we find an Amazonian witch doctor to come up here and try to get the bad spirits off of Leticia? You know, I would also condone that.
We all know you don't mean that, and that's how we would react.
So, from obviously I'm an outsider.
Yes.
I don't know how many people constantly follow you. I don't know how many people are new. But from an outsider.
Well, in about 7 years, I expect her to be the next Amberlin Reed when she keeps breeding. Just saying.
That is very pregnant, wants to kill and harm their unborn child, and then get notification that at 3 a.m. this morning you had said child. And then more likely.
Oh yeah, Matressa, she does.
This child that you just recently threatened to kill.
Right, and I wanted the shock value for people too, because they need to realize, you know, it's okay to discuss, but it's not okay to act out. I breastfeed my child, you know, like I told them, I'm not going to even breastfeed him. I don't even want to do him. But do people actually do everything they say sometimes out of the heat of the moment? I've had so much stress from loss of my 6 years ago, 6 years away from my daughter, and they wanted me.
Now, listen to what she just said. That was a red flag to any cop. You know, he's been looking for his answer this entire time since he spoke last and asked her a question. And this is where she's now broached on that subject and basically saying, yeah, people that talk shit will do it.
To place money into getting visitations, that was too much for me. I mean, I'm on disability. I am already stressed enough. The PTSD gets to me. And that's what I try to explain to people, like, no, it doesn't give me the right to get away with saying these things. These are very heinous things that I'm discussing. But look at my background. I've never actually followed through in harming anyone. You
Right,
know, like, and which is one, yeah.
I ran your arrest record
Oh
in
God,
Arkansas, and there's
so much in between me and my ex-husband.
Well, he said he watched one video.
disorderly conduct, some violating of orders of protection, things along those lines.
Oh my
Whatever.
God,
I don't
let
want
me
to get
tell
into
you.
those details right now. Okay. Here's what I want to talk to you about real quick. All right.
Yes.
DCFS is here.
Yes.
Okay.
And she don't even have a good one. I mean,
The only way that DCFS will have a conversation with you, all right, you completely turn off your phone. This isn't getting live streamed.
Yes.
I have no idea if this is getting live streamed right now. Is it?
No, it's not live streamed, no, but I have to.
Being recorded right
Yes,
now?
it is.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
I have to disclose that because I've been violated so many times.
Disclose that beforehand.
No, in the state of Illinois, you have to.
You have to.
Now,
You have to have their permission.
right, but I was going to hold it on my phone. I was never going to share this.
Can't do so.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
The fact
but
of
it can
is
act
that,
out
like,
in a
we're
myriad
not
of ways.
getting our voices heard
I
as
understand.
citizens.
I understand.
And that's why I had to start recording the Arkansans because they were violating me, like the assault record and everything. I was assaulted that day, and they took me in. And it was because all these people had discussed amongst themselves, the perpetrators, got me taken in. So that's where it's like, okay, I'm not going to let that stuff happen to me anymore.
Well, Miss Cupcake,
That's what
They're not
fear.
in Kansas.
I have a borderline personality disorder diagnosis. It took them 3 years to find it, and it's because the dark sides in me don't work like it does in the textbooks. Excuse me. You know, it goes down to business. You know, if it comes down to business, I can be quite deceptive. And once again, when it comes to business, you know, especially in the underworld, you know, my borderline is obvious. But other than that sort of a setting, it doesn't even exist.
Got me taken in. So that's
People
where
can
it's
do
like, okay,
things
I'm not
about
gonna
it.
let that stuff happen to me anymore.
Okay,
Like,
so
that's what
they're not
fear.
in Kansas.
Yeah,
They're not in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Remember, Miss Cupcake, here we're talking for people that haven't even watched the video yet.
But, okay, so we're in Illinois.
Yes.
Because of so many people on right now, there's more people that will watch this on replay than live.
She will talk to you because she's not going to talk to you if it's
Well,
recorded.
it was a surprise to me, but a therapist. You know, everyone should see a therapist every now and then, I think, if it doesn't cost you anything. Because they are overpriced for what they do. But, you know, a good therapist to kind of give you a once-over isn't a bad thing.
It's not right for citizens not to be able to get
I know,
every
but
side of the story.
if you
Well,
were
actually,
outside,
mine came from a
Yeah, but
therapist,
since it's a hostile
from a
for
psychologist.
if you're standing outside, you can record all day. All right. I don't care if you want to record me wherever. Okay, like here, that's fine.
But this is Kentucky.
But she's not going to put herself in a position of being recorded
Well, they wrote it down on my sheet. Let's put it that way.
of her, just because of safety concerns. Me, I'm used to it. I have zero expectation of privacy. She has expectation of privacy. All right. So the only way, because
I have an impressive list of diagnoses.
I don't know you.
Right.
Okay. I don't know you. I know just what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm getting face value. All right. I don't want to take your child away from you permanently. All right. I want you and your child to grow together.
Yeah.
DCFS wants you and your child to grow together. The only way for that to happen is if you have a conversation with them. It can't be recorded via your. All right. They don't record. Okay.
That's always nerve-wracking
I am
because.
recording.
Okay, good.
I always record.
Okay, good.
All right.
This is where she's busted at recording.
Well, at least there's that.
Yes.
At least there's.
You will have access to that recording, all right, via freedom of information
Okay,
at
good.
some point, okay? But right now, she's out there, all right? So if you say, no, I will not record,
Yes,
I'll
I can
bring her in,
turn
okay?
it off.
We need to turn your phone completely off.
Yeah, and that's fine. I understand
Is
that
that
they.
okay?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as there's someone that's why when the officers came and approached me one day, they said, well, we've got a live cam. I was like, thank God. Like, then that means I don't have to record
In Illinois,
because.
we mandated.
Yes.
Well, up until 2025, every department in Illinois has to have them.
Okay.
We are above, or we are in front of the curve on that. We've had our cameras for a while.
And even up
And they're
here.
great, to be honest with you.
Yes, they are, because then you can reference things on point, exactly how it happened.
You're not misquoting. Like if somebody, let's just say, for argument's sake, you made an allegation that I did something inappropriate
Right.
or wrong.
While we were in combines,
There's no
exactly.
recording right now.
Exactly. That's what
So,
I needed.
yeah, no.
Because in Arkansas, they
That
didn't do that.
aspect of things, you were covering. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right. So let's turn
Yes.
your phone off.
Yep. Then he made her turn it off. She turned it off quick too. I mean, she was quick draw on that turn it off. And I bet she said that she deleted it and she didn't. Now, this is her 12-minute, 12-second opus, Illuminati and Government Force People to Do Things.
Over there, it's a task manager.
Oh no, we're giving her revenue.
It's Asana, your work
It's
manager.
Asana.
Bring together everything your team needs to
And an
get it done
unskippable
in
ad.
one place. Visit asana.com to try for free.
Visit Asana.com to get ripped off for free.
So we'll see if this video can get out there to the public, because generally they don't like me talking. That's why they shut me up and stole my son, because they felt
Now this is after things
that
didn't
was
work well with the
best-
cop, and this is
the
her
best
first one on
storyline
her
for
official
me-
return.
For me to look crazy, for me to look like I was negligent to my child, which I wasn't and I couldn't have been. They're not supposed to be able to use the footage that I offer them through my phone. Actually, the fact that they've had monitoring systems in every household, in every room of our homes, is an invasion of our privacy. And most people don't believe me, but with the 5G grids that are going out, everything is sort of in the matrix. They can literally see through walls, everyone. The federal government, and they've actually been
I thought I
lying to
looked
us.
through the
So
wall.
fact that
Just a
we
minute.
have not had any privacy is an invasion of our constitutional rights. So the fact that they treat us
I'm
like
not doing this
slaves
looking through the
is
wall
a
thing
huge
right.
ordeal.
Just
I'm
saying.
gonna try to share this video as much as I can to get it out there, because I know that the federal government doesn't want my story exposed. They forced me into giving up my child, because relinquishing my child, and all the papers that are utilized in all the court proceedings are falsified because they used my signature under false pretenses. We're not even supposed to have signatures. We're not supposed to have identification, although the federal government tries to state that in the Constitution and all of our amendments. It's actually a violation of our rights to sit there and house us like slaves. So the fact that they weren't offering me any help during the time that I needed help and that I was seeking a shelter for my child is illegal. Everything that they did in the processing of my child and everything is illegal. I was seeking help. The fact that they turned it around on me and said that I falsified the rape report, illegal.
Now, that was saying that she falsified the rape report was illegal. Well, I think we just need to get the entire justice system together and give them a hard rebuke, because now Leticia said it's illegal. Now, we can't cite in any law books where any of this is illegal, but you're going to have to pay. Now, she needs a house, she needs dogs, she needs her kids, and she needs money to keep falling from the sky. So now we have all of that framed properly.
Supposed to file and process that within 3 weeks. They did an investigation that was faulty, that was illegal. So all of the things that have happened to me,
she will miss
that's why I'm trying
Cupcake.
to get my story out there. That's why I'm trying to share.
You know, she did over an hour. Well, she did almost 2 hours live. Well, between videos and lives, she did almost 2 hours in the last 24. So it'll be again when she wakes up. Because that's why I'm giving kind of minimal commentary and minimal jokes. Because she actually probably made more than I can get through in 3 hours live.
My videos,
so I'm only going to stop at things that are more relevant.
Physically anymore, these people are crazy, and what I mean is the people in the Illuminati, because they obviously they're the ones that are controlling the government and controlling the issues that I'm going through right now. All of this, everything in our entire lives is not
I
just a
remember that
coincidence.
one.
Things happen purposefully because they want their stories to get out there in a specific manner because this is their reality, or so they think. So I'm trying my very best to share this information with everyone so that everyone knows that I didn't
Now,
give up my child willingly.
in what she said just past us, there was something really important. Reality. Only Leticia is the arbiter of reality. Excuse me. So once again, whatever her delusion she creates, that's her reality.
This child that I had was born out of wedlock. I would have loved to take care of him. I took very good care of him, feeding him well, maintaining my body, maintaining my health, smoking medicinal marijuana to combat the post-traumatic stress that they forced me to incur. So I only received the post-traumatic stress after they didn't want to file paperwork properly and allowed me to get assaulted by 4 of my ex-husband's family members, and then they let my ex-husband leave me with loaded guns after deeming me mentally unstable. So
Now see, she always goes to that about the guns. Now, I did a little research, and those were her grandfather's guns. So those guns were her possessions. So if he would have took them, he would have been stealing them. And I have no doubt she tried to get him to take those guns to have him swatted and killed. That is my personal opinion. You know, on the whole gun thing. Because you notice she always goes back to it. You were trying to kill me because you left me with loaded guns. She wanted him to take the guns because she was going to call the cops and try to get him killed. And it didn't work. He was too smart for her. But once again, she will never let that go because she tried to turn it around on him. Well, you tried to murder me, because we have heard her say that before in relation to this incident, that it was an attempted murder of her.
With loaded guns after deeming me mentally unstable. So the fact that I'm owed a lot of money, that's what's actually going on here. They don't want to pay up, so they're trying to make it look like I'm deranged, and they're trying to even ask my mother to get me to sign me into a psych ward for the rest of my life.
That she
And
needs.
instead of helping me, instead of helping my heart, instead of helping my mental state,
Chick
they've
Obi-Wan
literally
Kenobi
destroyed
couldn't
2
help
people.
you.
Not just 2 people, but 3, being my daughter as well. They have destroyed everything. Destroyed my livelihood, destroyed my psychological well-being by ripping away a child that I was actually breastfeeding. I breastfed the child, and they ripped it away. I can't trust that any of my videos are getting out there beyond just the feds, because they stopped that. So as soon as I can,
Possibly,
I'm
Ronnie.
trying to expose everything.
We know that she does pick up. So we have different instances of her picking up stuff from here. So yes, if you can find the source, I wouldn't doubt if she is picking up some things from other places. Whatever she finds useful for the moment.
Doing and everything that the federal government has been doing, because it is illegal. I told them that I was willingly offering myself as a sacrifice, as a tribute to whatever nonsense is going on. It has been over 3 years, and I've known that they've been fucking with me, personally. And they haven't changed anything. They haven't altered any of my reality to make it better. Instead, they've been altering it to make it worse. So instead of me being...
Now, remember where we got this reality thing. The reality is, if she just would have went to court, she would have got out with a probation and a slap on the wrist. If she wouldn't have ripped up those papers, she'd have housing in her baby. And things would have ended on CNN.
Able to reach out to the individuals that I was trying to reach out to, and a lot of family, a lot of friends. They would block me from doing so, and then they would turn around and brainwash these individuals that I was talking to, and try to persuade them into believing that I was there for other nefarious reasons that are untrue. So they've made me look like, and I told them you could never slander my character, you could never defile my character, and that is entirely true.
That is entirely 100% true. There are plenty of people that know me personally that would state and clarify in a court of law that I would never maliciously hurt a child. Like, I would never intentionally hurt a child. So the fact that my son has been away from me for over 2 weeks,
I swear, I would never hurt a cheeseburger. I swear it. Yes, I love my cheeseburger. I would not devour it.
you have to understand, that is draining on me. They tried to put me in court to sit there and say that I needed to find housing, that I needed to find a job, that I needed to stop smoking weed, and that I needed to take parenting classes, all of which I had done prior. I had searched for a home. I was searching for another means of support. Instead of bringing the father into the proceeding, the father wasn't even at the court.
Oh my God! They hit us with another ad! In the middle of the video! Leticia's making money off of us.
At the court proceeding. That wasn't his voice. They've been manipulating so much of my
She
story
added
that
that
it's
ad,
actually
by the
kind of
way.
hilarious, because I told them this should be a movie, because you guys are insane. You are making this so obvious that I laugh at them. I laugh at them, they make it so obvious. They have people in and out of places that are not workers there, just visiting nurses, visiting doctors. Oh, you'll never see me. No, bitch, I'll see you again in hell, because you just injected me with some kind of contaminant, and then I end up with all these ailments afterward from dealing with these doctors in these psychiatric facilities, because they detain me for no reason, and they've been detaining me for years because that was my family's way of marking me. Because instead of realizing we were all watched years ago when they saw all of our fights, they literally heard and saw everything inside of our house, in everything. And instead of owning up to it and stating, okay, yeah, she's not actually crazy, like we actually made her out to look crazy. No,
Oh yes,
nobody's
Miss
doing
Cupcake, it is.
because
Now,
nobody wants to step up to the plate and understand that karma is.
now you see, the lying, you're right, is a part of a defense mechanism. But it's also a part of how she creates her own delusions and then runs with them and then calls it a reality.
Out there, that everything that goes around comes around. So the fact that they stole my child, like, do you realize how the karmic repercussions of that? Just the fact that I didn't even do anything, that I was a good mother, that I was a wonderful mother, and you should have offered me everything and the moon to sustain my child. Instead, you ripped him away because he was a bastard. You ripped him away because you thought he was unworthy because his father decided he wanted nothing to do with him. No,
Yes,
that's
intuitive,
how sick
she
you
does.
people are.
You know, as I said a minute ago, because she has got a Class D felony. This is a low one. You know, the filing report is a low-grade felony. You know, she played the ball. She possibly could have got it down to just a misdemeanor and a probation if she'd have just showed up for her dates and shut the hell up.
Not helping the situations. Instead, you force us into believing that we did it ourselves.
No, Blake.
I didn't sign that
She had the
paper.
baby for 8
I
hours.
didn't sign that paper
Now,
in
I
the
can
courtroom.
see where you
have
get
video.
misunderstood some, because when she's been talking in her videos, she acted like she had the baby for a long period of time. She had the baby in her possession 8 hours.
That I signed it, but that wasn't me there. My mental state, I wasn't there. I was so stressed out that my mind was somewhere else. You were telling me that I was going to have to jump through hoops for a baby that you ripped out of my arms after 8 hours.
Now,
after
in the grand arc of this live, you saw she started off with the cop as the manipulator. Now, this is probably 24 to 36 hours later. Maybe a little less, you know, I may be a little long on that. But you see she's still in the manipulator. But you see how she's starting to weave and craft realities. And later on the videos, you know, this will become more important.
Gave birth naturally, gave birth, my water broke in a fucking jail cell, and you're gonna tell me after that much abuse, and after people physically assaulting me during my pregnancy, and forcing me to stay away from all the shelters, living in my car in freezing temperatures, and in like boiling temperature, you know, extreme temperatures, and you're gonna tell me that...
Now, you see, she said freezing temperatures. And then she remembered, oh yeah, it was summer. But see her mind. Remember how we talk about her delusions and her crafting reality. You know, she wanted the uphill both ways in the snow story.
I didn't care for my child. I didn't place that money into him. I didn't place that effort
Hello,
into
ya
sustaining his
mom.
life force. I didn't even get that $10,000 for the kid. How do you expect me to go on? You just expect me to offer my stuff free?
Now, she literally thinks that she's deserved $10,000 for having a kid because that is typically what a surrogate mother would get. And she wasn't a surrogate mother. She didn't have herself implanted with someone else's fetus and carry a baby to term for someone else. She just thought, I'm a baby factory and give me $10,000.
Really? You expect me to get stolen from and robbed from for the rest of the remainder of my life? No. No, I refuse. That was then. This is now. I deserve plenty of money. I deserve more than my share. I own the fucking world at this point because I've caught on and I know everything about different.
Yes, she's caught on. So now Leticia, now see, once again, this is why I did this all as one. Because, you know, in one big live rather than a lot of videos. Because I want to show you what's going on with her. Now, you can see these delusions at this point are getting more intense in this 11-minute presentation. Because now she rules us all.
Facets about how they manipulate the weather and all these things. They do all of it because it's all chemical. It's everything is metallic. They can adjust any frequency, even us, because they're doing the chips now, and some of us are chipped.
Yes, Miss Cupcake, they do.
I've tried to expose that. Like, I wasn't willingly chipped. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't sign up to be an experiment.
I've not been chipped, by the way.
Have all these issues. I didn't sign up for to be watched.
I've not even been dipped.
This is a free world. This is
chained or whipped.
You owe me a shit ton of money. So I'm going to help you by giving you the proper information on these videos so that you can understand this is done. I'm over.
Well,
this. I am going to share my story to everyone.
Remember how we talked about her adopting stuff? Ronnie said, you know, she was adopting things from other people. I've always been sure that she adopted the autism from someone else's story that I don't know, but one day I will find.
And anyone that will listen, even if it's on social media, as far as I can stand, people are trying to sit there and say I'm not a good mother for letting him go. No, I'm a wonderful mother for not fighting in the courts with their stupid nonsense. They made up a bunch of allegations, falsified pretenses. You already took the baby away from breastfeeding. You made him mentally unstable now. You understand that a woman needs to bond with a child. They have to stay together so that
Okay. I never breastfed from my mother. I was in a hospital for the 6 months of my life. My mother was whatever nurse was on duty. For the first 6 months of my life, you know, whatever nurse was on duty was my mother. And as you can see, you know, I'm not what she claims her boy will be.
Doesn't end up with psychological issues. You just fucked my child up for the rest of his
life. Well, it is, Miss Cupcake.
Because you wanted your selfishness to raise him in whatever manner you want to raise him. Do you realize how sick you are? I don't want my child in your arms. I didn't want you touching him. Do you realize that? That's why I didn't want you rolling away with him, but I didn't get up and start fighting you, although you wanted me to. You wanted the video there. I never do. I never give you that because I'm not that type of person. I back down. If you want to act crazy, we're going to show you're crazy. We're going to display you're crazy all over the goddamn world. We're going to show you're crazy because this is not right. It's not fair, and I'll pray to fucking God for each and every one of you. Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, O Prince of the heavenly hosts. By the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.
And then she ends it on the anger in prayer. You notice that one common thing is when she gets mad, she turns to God. Because much like Shanny for Christ, she wants to use God as an instrument. Now, okay, we're going to put this one on 2 times speed because this is a live that's 50 minutes, called Making Amends or Making Adversaries. Actually, we'll start it off at 1.5 and then flip it to 2. Damn it, they give me a bunch, another unskippable ad. Yeah, this one's skippable. You hear that, Ernie? A New York hotel.
Imaging. 3D imaging. Today is September 16th, 2022. My whole life I've been told to keep silent about what I've seen around me, the things that I've seen go on, the fact that the electrical currents cause ghosts to appear and things to vanish and reappear. But technically it's just the frequencies that the US government uses in order to manipulate.
Now, you notice she's still in the manipulator, but we know that through her last video, she was showing signs of working herself into a frenzied delusion. Now, a number of hours have passed, the better part of a day, and she starts in this hyper-deluded state.
The world around us, because everything is on a 3D grid, and now it's turning into a 5D world, so they're actually placing us into another dimension. And people aren't even realizing that until they started recognizing with mind control and the differences in the chips and the differences with the chemicals and the additives within our food, as well as anything, the electronics that we're using that manipulate our minds into believing something that is not there.
No, I don't have to commentary this.
So I try to understand through every perspective why a child would be alive inside of me and then ripped out of me. Most men don't, well, no man understands what that feels like. So I'm trying to comprehend from my feeble human mindset of how this is even fathomable, that people are able to get away with murder like this, that they're able to manipulate somebody's life to the point of silence. And I've kept my silence for so many years until...
Now, the only important thing I can say here, in her delusion, once again, she has raised this to the level of murder. And my only logical question is who?
Now, where I recognized that I needed to start fighting back and that my voice did matter, and hopefully I would gain enough following to overtake what was at least going on in my life or inform others.
She's at 1.5.
And the manipulation and all of these scared...
Because this is a 50-minute live. So we're playing at 1.5. So, the 50-minute, becomes like 35 minutes.
Tactics that they use in order to shut you up from disclosing what your truths are, what the facts are. So like I said before, everything can be tracked and traced. They actually have 3D imaging of all of us. Everything can literally be tracked and traced. Every motion within our closed doors, everything. People think that that's crazy to talk about. No, they literally can change the weather. They can manipulate all the chemicals around you and make you see things that aren't even there, or make you imagine that you saw something, because they do have...
Now, you hear all these magical powers she's giving government. They can't perform simple functions, but they can do all this.
Cloaks of invisibility, So, everything that is going on in my life is not a coincidence. Everything that's going on in your life is not a coincidence. It's usually them fucking with people. And by them, I mean the Illuminati and any of the federal government that wants to keep all of this confined. Their mind control, their tests, their, experiments with time travel, their experiments with, disabled citizens, their experiments with their own militia.
Now, what I believe, in the time she's been off, you remember the stuff Dr. Carol was putting in her head? When she's not watching stuff up on YouTube, she's watching conspiracy theory stations.
Best and brightest. So I tried very hard to understand where I
yes,
fell into these categories, and I realized that I was just an animal to them.
A very sci-fi world of her creation.
Laugh periodically, yet they had no remorse for what they were doing.
So the Leticia Files.
God's words are, love and kindness and compassion, faith, hope. Yet nobody wanted to listen. Everyone pinpointed me as the issue when I was just disclosing what the U.S. government was doing, which was invading our privacy from the very beginning and forcing us into systems that are illegal. Slavery, modern-day modern-day concentration camps, everything. And I tried to disclose this to people slowly but surely, but nobody understood me.
Okay. Now, in other countries, there have been modern-day concentration camps. Australia, you got them in Russia, you got them in China, you've got them in North Korea. Now, Iran, they just throw them off a building. They don't bother putting them in camps. But, you know, those are the only camps that I can talk about that are government run anywhere.
Nobody wanted to believe it. They all they want to do is believe from their simplistic mindset that, oh no, I could never.
I'm not sure, Ronnie.
Never be tampered with.
I think so.
The idea of money. And in the fact
because
that
I would have
God
looked at it
trust on the
before.
back, and we swear an oath in court to God, yet they utilize those words of God against us and tried to remove them from the schooling systems as well. Like, all of it is a ploy to control us and to see which ones of us follow toward the godly word or against the godly word. Which, you know, I was born into the Catholic faith. I know a lot about the godly word, and I know not to mess with people, not to steal and rob, you know, rape and pillage. Yet that's what they did to me. They allowed a rape to happen. They saw everything. They had every bit of footage. They knew exactly that I was innocent, that I was trying to sleep, and that I just did not want to engage with the man. And then I ended up having a baby. 9 months of my life, 9 months of my body morphed and mutilated in order to be shoved in a jail cell where my water broke, and I could have ended up with any types of diseases from all of the filth inside that jail cell. So, and then people go around trying to alter what I've seen. Like, they try to make it seem like, oh no, she was fabricating it. No, I wasn't. I know exactly what I saw. That's why I started filming everything.
Now, you notice that she went from her insane conspiracy theories right back to the manipulator. But you notice she's more intense. She's got that, I have to go to the bathroom, get out of the way feel to her speech.
And you didn't quite like that. That's why you didn't allow it to get out to a certain extent. You made these lies up about people being in other countries, actually visualizing, seeing what I'm going through. Oh, sending me prayers, sending me, I only got a few gifts in the mail. So all these people that were manipulating the story and trying to make it look like I was stealing from the world around me, I didn't get any money for that child. And most people that hand their children over for adoption end up getting some type of compensation for it because of the money that they spent raising the child within their body. I was homeless. I spent all of my money on food, and the luxuries that I had were medications like marijuana that helps it stabilize my mental health. And what did they try to say? That it was you know,
she ate like a queen
it's my form of medication, so
and
smoked
pot like a king.
There's always a loophole in every bit of paperwork also that they have in the court system that they don't want us to acknowledge. So the fact of it is that most of you have no idea that you're being manipulated.
Now, you notice that taking care of the baby was her two guilty pleasures. Whatever vegan food that she wanted that day, and as much weed as she wanted.
That your parents were manipulated and your grandparents, and they were persuaded to live a certain life, and that's what helped them to either succeed or fail.
Well, Leticia, there's horrible people everywhere.
Play this game anymore. I want my children back. Those children were stolen from me. Those children were robbed from me, and I didn't get the opportunity to have peace because the federal government is not issuing me my check yet. Because they've invaded my privacy, they've invaded my space, they've invaded my body, they've stolen all of my constitutional rights. They've refused to acknowledge my freedoms, refused to acknowledge the amendments, all of it. And I tried to explain that to people.
Okay, I try not to talk about me. But you hear where she says she's deserved money. Now, you know, you may not understand this, but when I talk about my birth, I was a medical miracle. Because up until the surgeries I had, anyone that was in the condition I was died. And because of the reconstructive surgery they did on me, that's why they can do all these wonderful little operations they can today. Now, it's not specifically because of me, but, you know, when you talk about the medic step of medicine, you know, I was one of those steps for reconstructive surgery down there. And, you know, they, with all the things that they do for people in gender switching today, you know, reconstructing the urethra that they did with me was groundbreaking at the time. So, and once again, when I have to get a surgery, they bring in all of the doctors to see. Because of it. Because I am a medical oddity. And also, if I have to have any surgery for my condition, it is paid for. I just have to pay for the doctor. But, you know, now that I'm on Medicaid, it would be paid for anyway. But if I wasn't on Medicaid, it would still be paid for by corporations. Now, once again, you know, this is why I have my complex PTSD. You never heard me say that the government owes me any money. I mean, that surgery saved my life. I wouldn't existed if it wasn't for that surgery. And as I said, I do get a benefit that if I physically have anything wrong with me because of that, I'm covered for life. So, I do get that benefit. And and I don't really know if I'm deserved that, but I appreciate that in my life I have that as, well, literally a privilege. But you hear what she is. She expects money to just keep raining from the sky upon her.
Explain that to people. There's something very wrong here. The fact that they didn't prosecute my ex-husband's family after physically assaulting me, and also my own family, they didn't utilize,
Hello,
whatever
Katie.
our violation of privacy in order to engage with some of these failures of theirs, because they
Hello,
saw
another
when we
Miss
commit suicide.
Cupcake.
They were there. They bullied us into doing it more than likely. They're the ones that can alter the frequency and make bulbs burst and make things move and levitate from nowhere. The vibrations and the frequencies. This all happened. This is nothing that you can't find in a documentary. Everything I disclose is simplistic because I use my childish mind to imagine, holy shit, this stuff is actually true. It's not even fake. This isn't just movie stuff. People are like, well, you saw that in a movie.
I use my childish mind. Now, she knows that she creates her own delusions. But as a child, she plays pretend. Now, this is where a lot of people say she's faking. And this is one of those times where everyone is right. There are things she's faking and there's things she's not. But this is one of my clues to show that there are things that she is consciously faking. In her mind, I'm just a little girl. I'm just going to do this. And then just pull it off as aw shucks. When she should have been aw shucks in the cop.
This isn't just movie stuff. People are like, well, you saw that in a movie. No, I don't even watch TV. Like, I literally try to stay away from that and avoid the electronics because technically
live.
It's the devil.
Okay, if she's live, we're going to pull out to it. And I can do this as a part 1 and 2. Remember what I said that she'd be live regularly?
It's already available to everyone.
She's fucked up. Vroom, vroom, it's time for shrooms. And she's fucking lit. Now, I'm going to put this all the way back to the beginning. But, we're only a minute ago it started.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I exist. Okay. So, we took some mushrooms. A few. Oops.
Now, we have a deluded woman now on psychoactive drugs.
So I took some shrooms a few minutes ago. And they're just now starting to kick in. It's super warm right now. Hello. So I took some shrooms.
Yes, and she just said, I took some shrooms. So we have a deluded woman that is, because as we would go on, I would show you that yesterday she had an actual manic episode, as that was her video. And that's what I was leading you guys up to. So we have a woman that was manic yesterday, and Ice Queen today is now taking psychoactive drugs. And this is live, so...
PTSD, or so the research says. And so I'm sitting in my car, having mushrooms, and I feel really good right now. I wanted to share this. I wanted to share my experience with
Well,
everyone.
take care, Preppin.
Why are we lying to people? Why are we lying about the fact that you already know what we're doing anyway, and who we've come in contact with, and who sells us certain things? All this stuff. This is all tracked and traced. Everything we do. That's why there was so many of, like, the mafia and the cartel and everything that was monitored by the government, because that's just what they do. They do stuff like that. So why do I get in trouble just for sharing all the research that's already available to everyone? I just piece it together really well, and my story goes along really good with it.
Well, you notice that she's... Now, when I did shrooms ages ago, I kind of relaxed. Now, once again, you know, she has sped up a little bit for a moment. She'll go back to regular speed. I only did that because, like I said, she's live and it's late. But she's obviously having her trip, feeding her delusions.
I need my baby back. I know I'm not supposed to have shrooms and then still breastfeed, but, like, still, I don't trust you guys. Why would I trust you anymore? You guys made it up to be like I was going to see my daughter years ago. It's been 3 years.
Hello, Christy. Hello, hippie.
Research on everyone involved to realize that you're not dealing with a fucking psychopath. You're just dealing with a weird girl that happened upon all this shit and never meant to threaten anybody, but it just turned out to be accurate. Like, all the shit she says. Oh, excuse me. I'm disgusting. I'm an animal. Please forgive me. I live on this lower level, and we're not actually supposed to be held accountable for any of this stuff. That's why I started acting like it, just accordingly. Hold on. There's people driving by.
She's making excuses. Notice.
Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? What's everybody doing? Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. This is so much fun. Like, if you just have people that you chat with and take your medications, shrooms are good. Psilocybin is good for my brain. It helps it to heal the synapses. It's good. So, I feel much better, much calmer. I feel really fucked up now. All of a sudden, it just hit me. my vitamins today.
Her eyes look messed up.
Today's September 18th.
I noticed about a quarter of the chat popped out of here and went over there.
I've done so many drugs. The only things that have ever actually helped me are like weed, whatever injection they gave me with the metallic thing that adjusts my frequency. And then also
It is a little bit.
so like the weed mushrooms, I totally didn't.
We're catching up.
For that person that I didn't buy.
But she's still toasted.
I'm not crazy. I just like to experiment like everyone else. Just be crazy like everyone else. This is a free world, right? Or so I thought. This is the free world. This is the United States of America. America. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm...
Because it's so late and many people have to get up tomorrow, that's why sometimes I'll have her sped up. But, you know, I'll let you know when it gets back to normal.
Interesting to you people. You know what? I would like to text some people, but I don't really want to actually text. I just want to talk to people. So I just put this out there because I'm like, nobody's helping me. Nobody's actually helping me. This is the way
Hello, bud.
And this is the way I've been able to survive without extra pain, extra suffering. Because they keep inflicting all this cruel and unusual punishment on me. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to my brain.
Because you know it well. If someone knows where she's at, she's going to get called on and a cop's going to roll up. So I'd say right now there's about a 30% chance there will be a cop at some point at this live.
Biological disorders are getting worse, and it's not the drugs that I'm doing. It's whatever metallic was placed inside of me that now surges through my body and causes me pain in various areas, depending on what I've been doing, depending on like how I've been interacting with whatever electronics around me, watching flickering lights. And they're sporadic, and every time I try to think about something, it's sort of a confirmation when they flicker. And I'm worried, because obviously that means that we're connected. That means you have every thought that's going on in my head right now. And that's cool. I don't mind it, because I'm not a bad person. I don't really have a whole lot of bad thoughts that go through my head, aside from some perverse shit.
Now, a part of her trip is she thinks that other people are inside of her head, with her, listening to her thoughts. Now, once again, this is where a severely mentally ill woman is now taking a psychedelic. And she looks really fucked up, so like I said, I think there's a high % chance of this live could go south.
But honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. I think it's disgusting. I think they're disgusting. I think all of this is disgusting. Also, too, I would really like my baby back. I wasn't the hindrance to the baby. You are.
I'm not sure, Teresa.
You're giving him shots. You're doing the same thing to him as you did to me, because you knew that the chemistry would work out in a certain manner.
I think she's still in Illinois.
That's how it works. That's what you've been doing for generations.
But I could be wrong.
For what reason? I don't understand. Also, too, it would be illegal.
She's supposed to be at court in the morning.
And everything, and you're trying to look for me with whatever warrant bullshit and make believe you're doing, because that stuff's not actually real. Sure, you make it out to be for everyone else like it's real, but those are allegations. You're not technically supposed to be able to throw people in jail like you have with me so many times. But since I had no one to help me, no one to stand up for me and to talk for me when I was going through a lot of my psychological...
Well, you see what she's talking about. You know, she's talking about agitating things. So if she's talking about agitating things, there is 0 chance of a good trip. This is why I'm saying that this live, as we go on, could have a high chance of disintegrating at some point. Into what? Who knows? Maybe jail.
It's very, very hot. It's very hot. Nothing special to look at, believe me. I'm all grotesque and all, like, they see me naked in the bathroom.
Then she's in Arkansas.
And it's gross, and I told them to stop. They never stop. They're harassing me.
Yep, that case she's in Arkansas.
This has to be. None of this can be real. No one could ever be this cruel. Knowing that you're hurting someone that is weaker than you, like, if people minded...
Because there was some of her stuff that I hadn't heard yet. And I was going to review that with you. But once again, she went live. And as I said, we got a nut burger that's on psychedelics and postpartum depression. And she's talking about agitating subjects. Like I say, this is a recipe for destruction. If nothing bad happens to her before tomorrow, it's because God was watching her, as Leticia would say.
They say, and I'm like, I'm not really that feeble-minded. I'm actually pretty smart. It just depends on the day. I'm also on some shrooms, so I'm like, what the fuck? I was thinking about it though, but some people say that we are God. You know, that we are the
Yeah, Ellen, then she is. Like I said, I hadn't seen everything that she had done.
Then it'll happen. And I did that with my daughter, and it didn't seem to work out very well. I don't know if I'm not using this law of attraction correctly or not, or what's going on. But what is the purpose in experimenting on me, in my frequency, in my brainwaves? Did you think it was consensual? Like that I just was okay with you treating me this way? No, I don't want to be treated like an animal or an experiment, and I don't want my children to be either. What's going on? I feel really sweaty. I want to take my clothes off now, and I'm not going to leave the car. I promise. I promise.
Well, she might, Harper. She might.
So anyway, today is September 18th, 2022. Whatever, that doesn't feel very good. Don't do that. I don't like that.
I thought it was the 19th.
Also,
no, it was the 18th. Damn it, Leticia knows what day it is and I don't.
Things, and you still won't give them to me. I don't understand it. And I figured if I tried to reach out technically it's illegal if you don't let me expose my story.
Yes, Hydrangea, you are correct. She wants the money.
So, please stop. I'm not.
Because she's just going to hop back on the guy train. In fact, the time that she was gone, I guarantee she was with a guy. And after a few days, he kicked her to the curb.
Even like begging, I'm just whining because I'm like, you know what, you need to stop it. This is not okay. Like, this is not okay. You're hurting my baby, you're hurting me psychologically, all of it, even worse. And physically. It's not even just about the psychological torment, the cruel and unusual
We've caught up, by the way.
And the way that
She's no longer sped up.
Filing the things properly.
Since she's drugged up, I feel the need to say that.
You know what? If I went to the police department, they wouldn't believe me. And immediately you guys end up doing stuff to it. And you alter them. And you tell them, well, she's got warrants. No, I don't. Stop it. Every time I try to tell people and you tell everyone, no, she's just lying. I'm not lying. What's wrong with you? I'm thirsty.
Now.
So I went and got some snacks.
Now you notice that she's starting to go into the little girl part of her. You know, this is the one that's the smart ass. This is the one that can extra get herself in trouble. So if she keeps up this little girl talk, you'll know she's staying in that nya ego state that eats with her mouth open just to annoy you.
Today. I hope you're having a good day. I don't really know what to say to you anymore. I try to be nice to you. I don't know what else to offer. You have my blood, sweat, tears, and video of me doing all said things. Can I just be done now? That was a violation of my privacy as well as my body. All of it. When did I consent? And how was I able to fully consent as someone that was mentally disabled, as you say? Then you're going to kick me off of it.
Okay, so she's a mentally disabled woman on psychedelic drugs, and she expects us to take her words with authority.
And act like I'm some kind of criminal. I'm not some kind of criminal. I'm high as fuck right now. I'm high as fuck. I worry sometimes that I take too much, like I'm gonna die. Like, oh my god. I think maybe I did take too much. Fuck, I'm high as balls.
Wow, that means she's starting to get off on him hard. And she says, maybe I've taken too much. Oh man. I mean, we have a delusional woman on psychedelic drugs with a high dose that could just decide that her car could float.
You know, I like some of this stuff, but I don't agree with all of it. The more natural substances, yeah. These ones were the gold caps or whatever. I'm gonna start like getting naked here in a minute. Like, this isn't gonna be good. This is gonna be okay. If it's live streamed, that doesn't mean anybody really sees it, right? Because nobody's been listening. Instead, they've been hurting me, so they can't be
Nope,
listening.
no one's
Instead,
listening,
they're just
Leticia, at all.
using anything to try to incriminate me, and I'm
Go
like,
get
wait a
yourself
second.
naked, Leticia.
I stated beforehand, this is for research purposes. This is me chronicling my life, so I can share it with my children, so they know.
Wow.
How crazy everyone else is, as opposed to their own mom.
Yeah.
I'm not that fucking crazy. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Also, too,
Shit's so dark.
I don't know if people would see me getting undressed. I don't have another tank top on underneath this. It's just me in my bathrobe.
She's so dark you can hardly see her. Unfortunately.
See me in my nude anyway, in my nudie, in my skimpy grossness. Ew. When we shower in public places and everything, you guys are gross perverts.
I want you to notice her body language.
I know you had to have access to dark corners. I get that. Because nobody was telling you the truth. But you know I'm telling you the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And what are you talking about?
You see that it looks like she's hardly coherent.
Believe me, it's disgusting. It's absolutely
I would hate to think right now
disgusting.
if she
And
was
that's
to try
why
to
you
drive.
should have had sex with me. I should shouldn't have had like these excess rolls. And I thought if I were to just give him up, I was like, okay, then nobody will be fighting. Eventually he'll come back if it's suitable, if they make up their minds and they stop being assholes. But they won't stop being assholes. And then I worry about their psychological well-being, because this is very, very difficult for everyone involved. There's no reason.
Yeah, the crickets are on her end. Sometimes the crickets are on this end, but the crickets are on her end.
Normal people don't have half the issues. Why? My entire life it's been that way, where I've been forced to do extra. Why? I don't like it. Just because it takes me half the amount of energy as most people to complete twice as much of the task, I just don't understand it.
Then you're not disabled, Leticia.
You're draining me. You're exhausting me because no one else does their fucking job properly.
Yes, I drained you as she would.
Give me some paper.
And the baby's saved.
Scribble it down. You don't know what you're fucking doing. Also, too, all the shit that's invalid, everything that was scribbled on, and you're like, that shit can't be processed. It wasn't typed down and everything, then that's not legit. Oh my god. People. Driving by. It's drive-bys. So, my life is, not going too well because nobody's doing anything about it. And everybody's like, you gotta do it for yourself. How? How? When I wasn't the one that caused any of these issues. I wasn't the one that was seeking out a fucking baby.
I was given a bag of deer jerky today. As you can see, I've ate almost all the deer jerky but one piece.
I wasn't the one that was seeking out a baby to be attached to. Psychologically, emotionally, physically, all of it. I took really good care of it for 9 fucking months, and you still fucking take it away from me. When half the people, like, there's so many people that get so much fucking leeway, and their kids are fucking worse than mine. I swear to God, I feel terrible. I don't mean to even say that, because I feel like you're not supposed to judge people. You're not supposed to put people on, like, scales. You're not supposed to have comparisons. It's not normal. We're all just people. Like, it's okay. Okay, get that. I get it. I completely get it. I'm high as balls right now. I hope I die. Like, I really do. I am so sick of this. I'm so sick of this.
Well, this is degenerating just as I predicted.
All of it. None of this makes any goddamn sense.
Oh.
Absolutely nothing makes any sense anymore. I'm getting all shrivelly and older, and everything, you're just abusing me and harassing me more every single day. Every single day. I just want to kill myself. I just want to finish the job. I just want to die. There is no reason to have gone through this much pain. There's no reason to have been lied to this many times and to have this many people, evil people, engage with me. And then I realized, no, they were placed there on purpose, some of them. So,
well, the problem is she's behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Wrong to a baby. I never did anything wrong to a baby.
If she gets her head to go somewhere, she's going somewhere.
I was the only one that cared for him from the moment he was conceived. I was the only one that financed him. I was the only one that afforded for him.
She gets in her head she wants something, she's going to go get it.
Sheltered him. I had him. He was sheltered. He was really good. He was really well maintained.
You know,
I fed him very well.
I don't like to be hyperbolic, but
he's gone. He's being
if she's in Arkansas, this could end up at somebody's house.
And you have no idea how sick you look for doing this. You have no idea how sick you look for hurting someone that didn't even fully call upon you. None of it. You're obviously not even understanding that I'm a disabled citizen. You have no idea how stupid you look.
I'll be back. I have to go to the refrigerator.
Relations when you owe me now a shit ton of money. So, I just want to be done and over with this. I want my children. That's all I want. I don't want anything to do with the men that helped on the other part of that. They should be in prison, not me.
And you're trying to put me in there. Oh, see how you like it. No, bitch. They're predators. You need to do what I fucking say because I'm sick and tired of this shit. There's no reason for you to sit there and abuse me, for me to be all fucking fucked up. I have no idea what kind of, what mood I'm in today. Psychologically beaten and battered because you can't fucking figure out, when I meant to file, I meant to file. Like, that's how it should be. You should stick these people in prison, and I should live a fucking cushy-ass fucking life. Instead, no. You're sitting there harassing me, abusing me like I'm supposed to be able to make it through. No. No, and if I kill myself, it's on you people. All of you. So, hopefully somebody gets a check for it. Because my body has been experimented on since before I was even fucking born. Through my parents. Through all of it. So, all of us have been. Everything is. That's why I'm horrified. That's why the more and more
Horrified!
I'm like, no, go away. Go away. Stay away, devil. You stay the fuck away, all of you devils. You're fucking crazy. Everything. No.
Great. We don't need her sing devils,
Stay away.
just saying.
I need my daughter and I need my son. That's it. And also a shit ton of money. Because apparently you don't understand
Remember the
anything.
shit ton of money?
And instead of helping people with the right medications, you're trying to put them on your slop-ass bullshit. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh,
I'm not
perfect.
part of that slop-ass bullshit.
You can see the frozen at the
I'm
top.
not part of your fucking system like that. And you need to get your fucking shit correct. And you need to fucking apologize. Like, face to face. All these flashing lights. All this bullshit. No, I'm not accepting that anymore. I'm not accepting your breadcrumbs. You fucking come at me and be a goddamn man shaking my goddamn hand. You know you're fucked. That's why you're shaking your hand. You know you're like, shit, I'm gonna walk the fucking, death penalty for you, bitch. Your fucking souls, all of it. People
Oh
act
God,
like
she's
I'm
death
fucking
penaltying us now.
I'm like, no, bitch, that's not how the universe works. You don't fuck with people that had no ill fucking will toward you. You don't fuck with people like that. That's the fucked up thing. There's no reason.
Well, Teresa, on any type of a shrooms or an acid, inhibitions can go to about 0. So, and because she's so psychotic and deluded, this is literally a ticking time bomb. And I don't know where it's going to go.
For me to have to deal with your shit. Not at all.
There at least a 3 in 10 something horrible is going to happen, in my opinion.
You're violating me, and you're still thinking that your power over me is more important. That makes no goddamn sense. That's a violation. That's unlawful. So, oh my god, all this shit. There's so much I need to sue you for. There's so much I need to sue you for. So many fucking constitutional rights. And get this fucking corny ass fucking cob fucking guzzler fucking shoving corn cobs up his asshole to stop fucking messaging me. I don't like his voice. It's very irritating and it's just so obnoxious. Like, dude, is that what you do? Is just shove corn cobs in your asshole while you're just sitting around making up some bullshit at the spur of the moment to try to harass me? Like, are you okay? Do you need those corn cobs, those kernels, to be plucked out piece by piece? Because I've got some fucking barbed wire and a fucking baseball bat. I can help you. I can help you with that. It'll make you feel a lot better. I'll help you. You'll feel better. You'll alleviate some of that stress, that bullshit you keep trying to fucking call me with. It's been way more than 3 times, man. You're gonna get everything and then some. So, and I try to tell people, don't fuck with me. Please don't fuck with me. Please don't continue on. You're just gonna hurt
Well,
yourselves.
Miss Cupcake, you want to go to sleep, but
don't egg me on.
in reality, I expect there's a
I'm not the type of person that you want to fuck
above
with.
average
Not at all.
chance Leticia is going to do something
whatsoever.
horribly
No one
stupid
wants to
before
listen.
this live is over.
No one wants to fucking listen. No one wants to understand.
So you can hear her getting
You
more
just don't do
annoyed
that to
and
certain
ragey
people.
as we're
You
going.
just don't do that to certain people that are excessively quiet and too smart for their own goddamn good. You don't hurt people like that. Then they notice every single flaw. They notice what's going on in your fucking head, and then they'll pull it apart and serve it on a fucking platter for you to start digesting. Hold on. Maybe I should.
Well, yes, Miss Cupcake. Most people don't understand, what we're actually seeing right here. But, we have all the makings of a ticking time bomb. I'm not happy about it. I'm not going to be a drama queen about it. We will just sit here, all carefully. It's like all of us that watched Rich Life. We knew eventually we would see him have an accident. And it happened right up the road from me.
So much I couldn't.
And this is the same.
Fucking face and knowing that these are illegal fucking proceedings.
Yes, Linda, the world owes her.
Are you insane? Are you insane? You made it look so good too. You made up these allegations and you made.
Well, I think that's a high chance too, Ronnie.
You're good.
Of her getting
really
involved with the police officer
There's
tonight.
There's something really wrong with you though, and I'll keep praying for you.
That'd probably be the most positive chance.
Because apparently you're that concept of God. You own everything and you own the earth, right?
Well,
is that right? Your God?
She's the light. You really can't pick it up. She's fucking lit. As a former drug dealer, when you see someone that you don't think can make their way home, that's Leticia. If I saw her on the street, I would say she's not making it back to the house. And she's behind the wheel of a car.
Didn't think so. So, yeah. That's why I keep telling people, keep fucking with me. Keep fucking with me. We'll see how this goes. Let's dance. Let's dance for a little while. We'll see how you fare. So, yeah. And people are like, you should watch your tongue? I'm sorry, what? Are you saying that you are not trying to look in a mirror?
Well, I don't think she's peeking
yet. That's why I
yet.
started doing this. Because I started realizing, I was like, oh my God.
Because I don't think she took them that long before the live started, within an hour, in my opinion.
What I want to manipulate in this, right?
She probably won't be peeking for another couple hours.
Into to realize from my perspective, everything was done wrong. And I need to be compensated, and then some. And I need to live peacefully. And I want to just...
The best thing for her is that she doesn't go anywhere. If she just sits in the car, everything will be okay.
I say it in layman's terms like that. I just don't want to deal with anybody's nonsense. None of them.
She decides to get out of the car or move the car. We're in yellow and red alert territory. But as long as she sits in the car and just runs her Leticia mouth, everything will be okay. It's if on these mushrooms she gets an idea, like just a minute ago, she talked about running freely and naked. It could still happen because, as I said, she has not peaked yet.
What is this level? What is this working level? Like roaches, these little ants, worker ants and worker bees, pour all these
Yes,
systems.
Coffee. That's what needs to happen. Her just to stay here and just spew at the screen.
None of them know about this backhand.
If not, then I've really got something to talk about now, don't I?
Themselves in the process. And it's like, do you realize how many people I could have sued for misfiling and misinforming me in the proceedings and not actually offering me suitable defense? Interesting.
But she's sitting right behind it.
How I know these things.
Fortunately, it's off.
After, right? Only, like, I know.
But Miss Cupcake, if she gets an idea in her head right now, she'll go do it.
Of what exactly was wrong. And then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly what the clue was. And that's what I noticed, but didn't repeat. Just like when I walked in and I was like sex trafficking, and that's exactly what they did to me. They sex trafficked me, allowed this man to get away with sexualizing me, and now my body's been mutilated and distorted and just wasted.
Okay, she was on hookup apps. So if she was trafficked, she trafficked herself.
Wasting away. I can't even breastfeed my child. Everything's fucked up. Everything is fucked up. Okay?
Yes, Coffee, I do.
And then they human trafficked my child.
In fact, I have 2 pear trees.
By giving him away and not even offering him, like, they didn't even offer me compensation for the child and the efforts that were placed. So that was human trafficking at its finest, through whatever officials did that.
Human trafficking at
Whatever
its
people with
finest.
their badges and make believe that just ran up in there and stole a brand new baby. And everyone takes their word for it like that's normal. No, it's not fucking normal. No, you're causing a lot of damage psychologically to the child, as well as the mother. And you're not seeing that. You're making it worse. You're trying to get it on allegations. Well, she said she was gonna kill the... No, it has nothing to do with that, and you know it. You know it has nothing to do with those words. I say all kinds of shit all the time, because I clarify everything everybody else says. I put all that shit on the table so I can sift out what I truly believe, and I never had any ill will toward the child. Everyone knew that. Anybody that knew me, knew me.
Well, she gets sent some considerable amounts. Now, since you did ask a relevant question, I want to tell you something that I witnessed. On one of her videos before she caught the comments, there was someone from a church group really upset saying, "We have been helping you. We sent you over $1,200, blah, 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 blah." And, because it was one of them where she was saying, "No one's helping me. I need money." And apparently there was multiple church groups helping her all along. And of course she was just taking the money, putting it in her pocket, and saying, "Nobody's helping me." And this is why, she was living high on the hog pregnant. And this is why, as long as she's fertile, with her breeder fetish, she's going to try to pull this scam. She's Ernie Shell with a uterus and schizophrenia.
They knew I would have never done anything to harm that baby. Not even fucked up on shrooms. I'd never do anything. Like,
Oh,
look at me.
I was getting ready to set that back up, but she said, even on shrooms, I wouldn't hurt my baby. I would not do shrooms with my baby in the house. Ever, never, ever, 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 never. But you hear her logic, it would have been okay. Now, see, this is her own delusion again. It would have been okay if the baby was here, if I was this fucking lit in a car on shrooms.
Something go wrong with the treadmill or something crazy, like...
I'm catching up, by the way.
Like,
she's at 2 times speed.
How about this baby? You want me to pant like a goddamn foot, like a bitch? Like, for real. I don't know. The whole thing. You guys are obnoxious, and this real world sucks. Whatever this is not real. This can't be real. This cannot be realistic. You guys are so deranged. Who in the fuck? Who in their right mind?
It's late on a Sunday night, so I'm doing this so people who have to get to sleep.
Rectify that. Not even if, like, years later, I'm so sorry. You destroyed my life. How do you think that's gonna make me feel? You're never gonna get that forgiveness that everybody fucking wants. Everybody's like, well, you gotta I forgive myself. Yeah, that's the key right there. I forgive myself for allowing myself to believe and trust you, fools. And to give you that benefit of the doubt, I forgive myself, I do. And
you notice the only person she can forgive is herself. But she's never telling us what is she forgiving herself for.
The fact that this poor child had to come through me. Jesus Christ, I feel sorry for him. I do. There's no reason for...
Well, she would have, Christy. And she would have the baby,
too. Why would you
too.
sex traffic me? Why would you human traffic my child? Why? What is the purpose of that? Everybody's gonna see the sickness inside of you. And no one stepped out to fucking help. No one stepped up to fucking help. And now what? I'm out? No, not at all. You better give me my fucking kid back. I'm just being so nice. I'm being so gentle with you people. I'm being so gentle. And you're still not understanding. Get your shit together. Get your bags packed. You're going south, alright? And not just for the fucking winter. Alright? I'm done. I'm not playing your stupid games. If you fucking rectify it, there's a difference. If you make amends, there's a difference. If you repent, there's a difference. But you don't do any of that. You're ungodly. And you send these demons with the words of God, and they're trying to tell me, well, the baby's so happy and, like, without you. No, he's not. Are you insane? He's calling out to me. Why do you think I think of him constantly? Why do you think I think about my daughter constantly? Because their souls are continually tugging at me. Hey.
Now, see, this feeds back into her delusion. Their souls are calling out to me. I mean, that's just a massive amount of delusion. Where we talk about a narcissist thinks that he is the center of creation. This is center of creation thinking.
Guess what? I'm here. And they stole me. They stole me.
Yes, so, Linda, there's some guilt in it,
too. When's that going to be rectified? When's that going to be fixed? I have no idea. You people are crazy. You need to get on that.
But the guilt is different than you think of. She tried to baby trap. Her guilt is the baby trap didn't work. That's her guilt.
My fault that you're crazy, and also, where did all this come from? I thought you guys loved me.
Hello,
I thought
Katie,
you loved me.
again.
I thought you guys watching me. I thought all of this, it was just so fun in games. I thought you enjoyed my company.
Stephanie. Aw, are you not enjoying this? Are you not enjoying that I'm proving you to be just the most irrational individuals on earth? Are you not enjoying that? Are you not enjoying that I'm exposing your lies? You don't enjoy that? Huh? Would you? Huh? Yeah, you don't enjoy that? No? Oh, neither do I. Neither do I. I don't enjoy that.
Now
I have this
she's
little baby
back to the
tucked his schemes working
manipulator
that right now,
slash asshole.
and not having to deal with your bullshit. Not having to fucking talk to anybody. Oh, you need a little helpful hand? You need a little titty? Huh? You know, some tit in your mouth? Huh? Is that gonna make you feel better? Huh? I bet it fucking would. I bet that child misses that. And I bet he's like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? The taste of this is disgusting compared to what my mother offered me. Fucking people are so sick. Somebody was trying to say too, oh,
She's hitting the pipe, by the way.
What the fuck if he's drinking anybody else's DNA? Oh my god. I'd be fucking horrified and disgusted. I'd be like, ew, get this thing away from me. Seriously. I'd be like, that's putrid. You suckled at someone else's teat.
Horrified!
Take it away. Take it away. It's been contaminated. That's exactly what it's like, and people don't even realize. Like, what is wrong with you? You've taken it away for 3 fucking weeks?
Okay.
I should be rejecting that thing.
Now, this is kind of good in a way, because she's tripping on bitching. Now, many times when people do a psychedelic, they'll trip on something. And at this point now, she's worked herself in, because you notice she's not talking about getting naked and going other places. She's worked herself into a YouTube frenzy.
You have the right to reject it because it's been 3 fucking weeks and you haven't returned it and it's not here, and I should have complete and utter right to just reject it. But what does my soul want? What does my body want? What does everything want? My heart? It wants to be with him.
Linda, she's back in Arkansas. Someone during live told me stuff I didn't know, and she is in Arkansas.
Oh my god, I feel so amazing right now. So, anyway, alright, boom boom. I really need my baby back now though. Like, I know you guys have been having a lot of fun, so funny, you know, lots of fun and games. But seriously though, like, I need my child. This is not kosher. This is not normal. This is very sick and psychologically damning to both parties, every party involved, including like my extended family. So, you saw my mom, you heard my mom in that room. I mean, what can I tell you? You know, you're really hurting people. You're really horrifying everyone, and it brings everyone to their knees.
Horrifying everyone.
Oh my God, helping you, they're hurting you. Why? I don't know why. How the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm a disabled citizen, and nobody's ever told me anything.
Hello, robot.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because that's exactly what's going on. I don't know what to say. And everybody's like, oh no, we can switch this around. She just made believe all the. No. Oh my god. And then you make believe this shrooms that did. No. And that weed. No. And then you're gonna pinpoint it, but it's not the fucking chip either. What is wrong with you? Everyone knows that you came up with these stupid chips, and I know damn well when it happened to me. Stop it. Everything was weird, and those jolts in my ass. Stop it. Can't even sit down sometimes. That is not normal. I'm just hyper.
Jolts in her ass. Now, I am not a girl. Now, if someone can please explain to me the jolts in her ass, I would be greatly appreciative, because I have nothing. I mean, what do I say that this woman's claiming jolts in the ass? I cannot prove or disprove these jolts in the ass. Now, a part of me finds it completely amusing, and another part finds it weird, and another part finds it horrifying.
Hypersensitive. I feel everything. That's why I knew the little surges were not normal. That's not a normal feeling. I never had that before. And also too, if we're switching over to 5G, that means that you're like warping us into this other dimension. The fuck? The fuck is going on? Is it just like a prelude to the fucking pain that's coming? I don't understand. I need my children. I'm scared, and I'm all alone, and I'm horrified. What is this? Make the jump? I don't get it. That's horrifying. Stop. You're scaring me. I'm too high on shrooms for this. Also, too...
Okay, she's back to normal speed. We've caught up to real time.
Shit is tainted. It's not as tainted as that fucking formula shit. Give me my fucking kid. I don't care what you fucking said. You fucking did. You guys are crazy. Quit making up a bunch of bullshit about
Well, here really doesn't even require a wrench. It's just a wrench will allow me to go off and do other things for a presentation.
Allowing these payments to go through. Because when I went over on Google AdSense, it said that I wasn't going to get paid for the next few months, and I still got paid this last month. And then something about the IRS. What does that even mean? Quit trying to not pay me. You are supposed to.
Now, Blake.
No one else is.
Now, what the reason why? She found her a guy for a little while, and she went from Illinois to Arkansas, because she has court on the 20th in Illinois for an extradition to Arkansas. So to avoid the court date in Illinois, she's gone back to Arkansas and's hiding.
And I've gone crazy. When you stole my Tootsie, I went batshit crazy. 6 years ago. I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Okay.
I'm telling you, so much trauma. I relived so much of it. That haunting ass scream of the baby in the fucking hallway.
I have to sing this in a
song.
song.
I'm traumatized forever and ever again. I'm gonna kill you all. I'm gonna fucking murder you in your sleep. I swear to God. I'm gonna creep in and I'm gonna dissolve your fucking brains like you did to me. I swear to God. I want my child back. I want my children back. I need my baby so I can breastfeed him. What is wrong with you? Weed was not the issue. Neither are these shrooms. I could probably still feed him within hours after it wears off. Can I just have my fucking kid now? You're making everyone uncomfortable because I have to ask about him. You're making everyone feel uncomfortable. What's gonna happen when I go around asking for him and I keep saying someone stole him, then what? You're gonna put me in the loony bin again instead of fixing the problem, instead of fixing what you did wrong? Huh? Is that what you're gonna do? No. Own up to what you fucking did. You're destroying that son's life. Is that what you want? The children of man to be distorted and psychologically ill? Huh? That he's never gonna understand and he's gonna fucking disobey you? Unless you chip them, then they're forced to have to comply, right? Or they can't even, utilize fragments of their body, portions of their body. Oh yeah, I know. And those surges in my calves, my forecalf, what is the front of my calves? That really hurt. I've never felt that before. Never ever.
By the way, she's talking that fast.
People are like, whatever.
Remember, we had caught up.
Or whatever. It happened after a certain point. They were just like very intrigued by what was going on. I'm sick and tired of this. Stop it. I don't need your bullshit. I don't need your fucking lies anymore. And the fucking. That's why you don't
At the moment, she's not sped up, by the way.
All of a sudden, none of that was added on there. You guys extra what? No. You guys are testing on me, experimenting on me. Stop it. That's not normal. Completely not normal. What if I were to drive away on my shrooms right now? I bet you'd come and find me, wouldn't you? I bet then you'd be like, oh, there she goes. She just admitted online. She just admitted and we had the thing on her. And so, like, she knows and we all know. There she goes, being bad. But wouldn't it be all your fault if I acted out? Wouldn't it be all your fault because I'm not housed somewhere nicely with my baby and just keeping myself and maintaining my baby and breastfeeding? Yeah, it would be all your fault. It would. Everything comes back around to the initial abuse. Let's get it straight. And that's why people should get that money for having slavery in their family and everything. Because that's not fair. None of that. What is that called? I don't know, whatever retribution that is.
This is Autumn.
People should be getting paid
This is Summer's oldest daughter.
Their forefathers, their real biological family, the ones that were forced to have to tend and raise them, because they said that the government was supposed to care for us and love us and raise us, but all they did was just cause us to have more issues, place more restrictions upon us, and then they asked and demanded of them our money. What? You're gonna tax us? I'm sorry, what? What do we get out of this? That's what I thought. I didn't know that this was like a union thing, right? Like, or I just don't understand it. I thought that I had put in enough. I don't understand this. You stole my baby. You can't just take my baby. Like, you can't. That's horrifying. I know that you say you can through the papers on this realm, but you're fucked if you do. It doesn't matter. I say you can't do it, you do it anyway. You cross that boundary because you want to see what kind of superpowers I have. Some spiritual fucking bullshit. No, my shit is just to ignore you, and inevitably you'll fuck yourself up. It'll explode in your face for you being stupid enough to take your own fucking evil pill. Are you crazy? Your own poison. What the fuck is wrong with you? So anyway, that's why I back down. I always do, because I'm like, stupid can fight stupid. That's all you want to do is just, you're out for blood. Go kill yourselves. You don't need to be fucking with me then. Honestly, give me my fucking kid back. I don't know
she slowed back down.
Why are you so intrigued with me? Why? There's no reason for you to have harassed me. I was disclosing my story. I was just fine. I didn't need all of this bullshit. And then you turned around and tried to incriminate me and slander my name and defile my character. What? Are you okay? Are you gonna be alright? I have no idea what is going on here. And even on shrooms, I'm more appropriate than you. That is the sad part. That makes me so disappointed and discouraged in you individuals. Like, I'm high as balls on shrooms right now, and I'm still more suitable for anything than any one of you. And could manage, and could function just fine. And I know that, because I've had shrooms numerous times at this point. Thanks for the donation. Also, that cute little puppy was adorable. I loved it very much.
Hey, they're giving her money for more shrooms.
And sometimes I catch things, but it takes me a moment I have to go back. And even, like, on shrooms right now, like, I'm having the best.
Now, she doesn't get her YouTube money till the middle of the week. But somehow later in the month on disability, she's gone from Illinois to Arkansas, and she can afford shrooms. She got money in amount from somewhere.
Time.
And no doubt her brother got her the shrooms.
Such a wonderful time just sharing this stuff and telling everyone, hey, guess what? The electronics. And guess what? All of this stuff and all of this stuff. Everything. All of this stuff.
Well, and she's on normal now.
Nobody ever wants to listen to me.
You know, I've been putting it back and forth.
Nobody's on that level.
But she's on normal now.
They want to listen. And I'm like, no, these people are out there. They exist. They're pretty amazing is what I thought. I actually looked up to you. I really did. But now after you stole the baby, I look down upon you. And that is sad. I shouldn't have to be so disappointed in other human beings. Or whatever you are. I'm horrified. Completely.
Horrified.
Dismayed? Is that still a word? I go in and out of stuff all the time. I know my terms are difficult to catch up with, and I'm in and out of different terms constantly. But I swear, I came in peace. And why are you harassing me? I didn't even hurt anybody. I haven't hurt anybody aside from some dogs, and you saw me kill those. And that's so true. I did do that. Do I regret it? Yes. Do I wish I would have had other options? Yes. Do I regret it? No. Again, There we go. There's the honest truth. Nobody wanted the puppies. Nobody wanted them. So sometimes you just have to get rid of them because the pups are never taken care of well enough. They're never going to end up being anything. They're just going to end up suffering more.
No, she couldn't make money because dog breeding was her fun money. Now, I let her play that out because I wanted her to give her confession uninterrupted.
And then they're going to just overrun you and eat everything. And sometimes the pups just gotta go. You know. But why choose my pup? Don't do it with me. Quit testing on me. You know damn well that I caught on to you. And also, too, that I guess my pup would be worthwhile then, wouldn't it? If it were as smart as I. But I don't know if I'm that smart because I haven't had the opportunity to study as much as I would like. I just want to continually study, just constantly learning, and also doing something within a higher rank? This is obviously deplorable. No thank you. I'll pass. I'll wait. I keep telling you I'll wait. And don't put me in fucking jail or prison. No. I will literally fight you with whatever attorney and whatever. I already got, help from somebody. Somebody's gonna help me. Finance your stupid bullshit, your battle. Stop it. I already won anyway. And also, you should owe me money and you should be paying for the attorney. So go ahead and do your stupid bullshit, your magic. I need my child. I'm tripping out. Like, this is not okay. I'm on shrooms because I can't manage right now. I'm on shrooms right now because my child was stolen. Do you think this is normal? No wonder people go to hard drugs. No wonder people are just so toxic to one another after they've had some serious fucking event happen. Some extreme traumatic event, and then they turn to hard drugs or anything else, or smoking and drinking. No wonder. In denial. I don't believe I'm getting out to this many people. I think all of you are just government operatives.
You're government operative, Taylor.
Everybody I've been coming in contact with, that detective's conversation, you heard it. As well as I know it might have gotten out to the public. But what I'm saying is, they lie to me constantly. They've lied to my face so many times, and then they just alter my reality to try to make it out to be like, because I didn't have anybody,
please don't bite my toe.
They were just gonna make me disappear.
Just saying.
And that's what they do with people in the system, because they don't want to continue to pay their check and pay their way. So they were literally doing that. And I caught on to their stupid shit. And then I started doing stuff and trying to share my story in a positive light, although it was negative, all of it. The fact that they didn't file for the rape against the officer, the filing for the orderlies, the doctor, all these other individuals that harassed me sexually within the systems, all of it.
Oh, thank you.
And there's proof. There's proof of all of it, and direct links from those instances to the ailments, the psychological ailments I have now, as well as the other underlying issues. I don't need the last thing I need as a kid. I need a kid. What is wrong with you? I need a kid so that I can fix this, so that I can be stable finally, so that I can have the things that I needed in order to finish out what I had started.
You notice now she slipped again. She has to have a kid to get things.
And if I don't, then I kill myself, then I'm going to be residual fucking haunting to somebody and whomever. That's the truth. Because
Tricia, no. They're only half-sisters. No, they're only half-sisters. And Richella is from a different father line. And she's the eldest female. Now, there was 3 litters, and she was from the first one. Now, Winter, who has no tail, who looks like Summer, but is cream-colored, she's from the second one. And Richella is from the third. Now, Richella has a tail and a body style just like Taylor here, Taylor Autumn. So, when Richella's about 2.5, this is how Richella's going to look, because they have the same body type. But she's a spastic lover. You know, you don't see her very often, but you see how she makes like attack runs at love. Hey, please, no claws, lady.
Because I never got to fulfill what I truly not wanted to and desired in life, which was a healthy, stable home, a healthy, stable life,
I
a
sped her
healthy,
up
stable
for 1
family
minute.
that was not dysfunctional. I don't need a 5150. Nobody needs to touch me. Nobody needs to put me in a psych ward. You need to fucking leave me alone and pay my bills. And just leave me alone because you've already tainted me enough. Unless you're gonna take out whatever you take
Actually,
out.
she's kind of a weakling.
I don't trust you. I don't believe you.
About
Touch me.
once a week, she needs love. Where
Of course, they give
Summer
stuff
and
to people. Are you
Rachella,
stupid?
they
Of
gotta
course,
have
they give
love
people.
every
I've seen
day.
people hand it out. I've overheard people. People have told me, yeah, if you're homeless, they'll give you a place. They'll give you this and they'll give you this and this and this and this. What is wrong with you? We're trying to make people believe nonsense
But
when in
what
actuality
you
they
can
offer
see
to
when
normal
she
people. They just
comes
refuse.
for
What is
love,
offered to me, so it made
she
it look like my
doesn't
story was,
stop.
oh, she was so humble and she just gave the baby away for adoption, didn't expect anything in return. No, I expect things in return. I'm still demonic in that way of needing that child, and that's not demonic. It's not selfishness. It's needing to fulfill that natural urge with that. What is wrong with you? You people destroyed the bond that I had with my son, and you didn't fully sever it. But so far, not so good. You guys are fucking up worse and worse every fucking day. I swear. I know the government owes me. What's wrong with you? Oh, and then I can buy some more shrooms with it. I can be naughty like everybody else and do shrooms too, illegally. Where are the illegal shrooms? Ooh.
She's like, I want to step on it. Yes, and
Yeah,
you'll
the father
block
should have had to pay
people.
for him
Don't
for
do
one. But although I
that.
didn't want to go that route, I didn't want anything to do with that stupid piece of fucking trash
Now,
after he forced me to
sometimes
do
when
stuff
I'm
honestly. And I'm
modding,
just supposed to be like, okay, none of that happened.
now,
Just me.
for
I
my
made it all up.
friends here, sometimes when we're in chat together, and if you see me miss something, something like this is what's going on. To where I'm holding my phone up so no one gets blocked in dealing with someone like her.
I wish people were not stupid. I wish people would just be nice. But you're stupid. I want the baby. I love him very much. I love him very much. I don't see the problem that he was a bastard. Not at all. I don't see the problem at all, personally, because he was mine, because he was a gift, because I didn't seek him out. I didn't seek out his creation. It just happened. And I thought it was a miracle because I thought, oh my god, all my eggs were shriveled up. I thought the father was going to be different. A different person. I didn't expect it to be that guy. Now, there's a baby out there that needs me, and I'm really fucked up, and I don't know how to fix it anymore. People just keep hurting me, and sometimes I do wonder if I should just do hard drugs. Just get it over with. Because nobody helps anybody in the systems. So, then if you just do hard drugs, then you won't be worth anything to the system for sure, because you're just continually hurting yourself. And I was just trying with the PTSD, with the weed, but they're like, no, you don't need any of that. You have the chip in you. You don't need any of that. We'll alter your frequencies. What? That's insane. So anyway, back to reality. And the reality of it is that this shit's true. And that's crazy as fuck because I didn't consent. And the reason that they were able to do it over me is because they said that I wasn't, I had no one to tend to me. And I had no will of my own. And I was just an animal, so I needed it. What?
Come on.
I'm sorry, what?
There you go.
I'm the animal. Yet I tried to stick to all of my virtues as best as I could with all the shit that you were pulling. All the nonsense, all the wool over my eyes. I should just go get hard drugs. Just finish this shit out.
Nope. But hit the thingy.
And then just hope and pray that my son gets all these videos and everything, and just so that he understands, man, I wanted you. They made me give you up. And then they try to say that I was having to go through all this shit. No, that was illegal. Everything they did. Illegal. I should definitely just go get some hard drugs. And then it would be straight on them if I did that. And because I've never ever been one to the point where I was like wanting to do hard drugs and kill myself. To that extreme, Pills are one thing, yes. I want to kill myself constantly, but what I mean is like killing myself with hard drugs. Like heroin or something. Or like crack. Something like meth. I guess you can't overdose with like certain things like meth or something, but I still think that maybe with a reaction it would probably happen. unless they forced me to calm down or the chip were to calm me down to a certain degree to keep me stabilized, because sometimes all of a sudden I just am forced to have to breathe because my body doesn't want to do it naturally anymore. So all of a sudden I just have jolts of breath that I've never had that before. And now my blood pressure is regulated properly, and that never happened before either. My blood pressure was always really high. So I knew the differences. I saw the differences, the variations within myself and my body and everything. And nobody wanted to listen to me. Everybody just wanted to think, okay, whatever, she's going nuts again. So yeah, I want to die. And if it's
That's not good on
to that
psychedelics.
point, then of course it's the government's fault because I'm an experiment to them. And nobody can prove that until my autopsy, which we would have to make sure that I'd find somebody to try to make, a proper autopsy and not lie to everyone about what was really going on. But yeah,
She
hopefully
sounds angry.
my parents would do that at the very least to look for it. People are fucking sick. The fact that you test and toy with people and their bodies, that's insane. There's nothing right about that. I'm not your property. I didn't give you proper consent while I was under the influence of pharmaceuticals at those times. So, I'm not sure where you believe that that's consenting, or where you believe that I'm your property now that you've chipped me,
Weed
you've
and
implanted
shrooms
me,
and
I've
her own
gotten better
psychosis. Honey,
to
you're
do
about to knock
whatever
that down, sweetie. No, 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 no.
miraculous shit that you're doing.
No, 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 no.
No,
No, no, no, no.
just
No,
no.
no, 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 no.
Not your fucking property. I want my kids. And it should have never happened this way. You should have never removed my son. And I shouldn't have had to talk about this like that. And just known that the chip was there and just been okay with it. I would have been fine. I wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't have said anything to anyone. I would have just known there was some random stuff going on, and none of it was normal. All these heightened skills and abilities.
Well, I'm still not perfect. I lost a 2-liter today. After I got home, I set it down and I've not found it. So that's 2 I don't know where they're at.
Because I'm not doing well at all. And when I get off the shrooms, it's going to be like the worst part of it. It's coming down off of the reality that you guys are fucking sick and you're not changing and altering things in order for...
Now you see, when she comes down is when someone could actually have self-harm thoughts.
me to be able to function properly and calmly and just peacefully, and instead you keep bombarding me with more fucking pain and trauma, expecting it's just going to be okay and that you're just going to treat me like an animal, and then inevitably I'll just die and you can just move on to your next subject. So, no, that's why I'm fighting out as best as I can to share this as much as I can, to share this as publicly as I can, in hopes that somebody will fucking listen and somebody will see this and they'll be able to fucking counteract this for someone else. Because it's too far gone for me in my situation. We all know that, because they're not offering my things back. They're not apologizing and getting down and bending down and saying, I'm very sorry that we chose to fuck with you. We should have known.
You notice she is demanding the world bend the knee to her as the master of the globe.
You're just a crazy person. We should have left it well enough alone. There's no reason to fucking hurt me continually. And there's no reason to fucking approach any of this. I'm getting off of here. I'm pretty sure an hour's time, you fools, is enough. Especially while wasting my high. To think that you guys matter. To think that you would fucking do a goddamn thing when it's not you. It's none of you that are able to do anything. It's them, the people that control the electronics,
Them.
the people that are forcing me to be a
Them.
fucking experiment, the ones that are forcing me to believe that I'm not worthwhile. The ones that force me to believe that I'm not worthy of
Oh.
some bullshit when in actuality,
Autumn, you're not
bitch,
worthwhile, just saying.
Bitch, I knew that chip was there. Bitch, I knew I didn't consent.
Autumn, you're
Bitch,
a horrible
there's no
burden
way
on this household,
I
just
consented
saying.
to my privacy being violated every goddamn day, and that's why you're
Hello,
leaving out
monkey
of places
boy.
trying to alter that shit. No, bitch, we all know. Two-way mirror bullshit, that works with every mirror, bitch. Like, you literally can look at frequencies and look at whatever's in the side of the fucking mirror there. Anything is possible. Absolutely anything. Fragmented matter. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything. Everything. That's why I'm just like, everything is possible.
Can't you just think some hippie thoughts?
Freely and without fucking any repercussions on my behalf. And you're going to do these things willingly. You're going to do them peacefully.
We're going to
You're
do it
gonna offer me
willingly.
the fucking severance that I need. And so that I can move on, because the cancers that are gonna fucking come from this shit, what kind of toxins did you fucking inject me with, then all the fucking side effects? You didn't tell me that my fucking suicide attempts would be violent like this as well. You didn't tell me that. And then you would make it one of, yeah, oh, no, it's your fault, bitch. I fucking hurt myself, it's your fault. So, but yeah.
I'll live with it.
That's why it's like, are you insane? Are you gonna want to humiliate yourself? Is that what you're trying to do? Was that person saying something to me? Was I supposed to read it? Okay, first of all, I never signed that stuff willingly. I even told them I was gonna do what's best for the state. And also, in that time, it was a week after a traumatic event, there should be due process for allowing enough time to have healed from a traumatic event. I can't heal from a traumatic event when the child is still away from me. The fact of it is, that has not healed itself.
Were you leaving, Leticia?
To where it belongs, where it needs to be. And also, too, you said that I didn't want it. Everyone else said I didn't want it. I wanted the baby. Everyone knows that deep down I wanted the baby, but I had to make it look to where it was up in the air, because I had to feel that way, because I knew they were going to rip him away the moment he was born. I knew they were going to rip him away, because they're crazy like that.
No, it's because this is all going as planned for Leticia.
Because that's why they detained me that evening. That's why. It is never my fault. What the fuck are you talking about? Excuses for what? Bitch, I didn't do anything. Since I was 12 years old, I told you the truth, and all you did was lie for me. All of you just lied for me. And you just made up some shit that I was just overly imaginative. No, bitch. You people are so stupid and crazy. You guys are so stupid and crazy. I'm gonna get off here. You guys are annoying me. I'm gonna sit by myself and talk to God and pray for my child to be back in the morning, because it better be fucking back. And if it's not, then you guys are fucked. I'm not doing any of this fucking stupid shit. $10 for more shrooms. If only I could find somebody that had more shrooms, I would totally do them.
I'm glad she's out. That's something I was trying to find out. Did she have any more?
And I need my child back, my children, both of them, in order to fucking finally heal all of this and stop being a burden to everyone, right? Like everyone says. And to stop, causing mischief. You called the police. You called us overstepping. That's why I didn't call you for breaking the broken window, because I knew you guys did it. You can't call the people that actually are there to abuse you, so you just can't do it anymore. And that's why I realized, I was like, there's no fighting with the devil. You guys are always going to think you're right, and you're going to do these crazy manipulative shit, and it's like, you have access to the authorities, so you guys get in and out of what you do. It's crazy. You're not even the people that work in these areas. You're just people that are dressed like them sometimes. I'm literally in danger. I'm like literally in danger from you people. I am worried that you're going to try to rape me again.
You're in danger from yourself,
man. That is
man.
one thing I worry. It's like, you guys are fucking sick. Are you trying to have babies that are super hyper smart or something? Because I'm not the person to be having them through. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. I
Yes,
was trying to have
we are
my own
breeding
life.
super
Trying to
smart
have my own
babies through
relationships.
Leticia.
You people are sick. Go to bed. I wish. You know what? I need my babies back.
Okay,
What is
now
wrong with you?
that long pause, I knew whatever would come out next would be important. Now, I had no idea what it was going to be, but it's going right back to babies.
You people are insane. Running around doing crazy, stupid shit. You think I'm doing crazy, stupid shit? No. You stealing babies, that is the crazy, stupid shit. That's what's gonna be exactly. You've read a novel about that? They're gonna know. Yeah, that's exactly why she went fucking crazy. The government didn't give her fucking kid back. They stole him on the fucking false pretenses. There are plenty of witnesses that know that. Neglect? You can't neglect a child within 8 hours. I turned around and take a dookie. You think I'm gonna neglect him while I'm in the bathroom? He was safe and sound in his little cubby, and even when the blankets got all shifted around because he was moving too much, I got up and I was like, he's in danger. I am. Only a danger to yourself. This is true. I am only a danger to myself. I don't endanger anyone else, and everyone else is a danger to
This
me.
is the psychotic
The fact
phase.
that they removed my
By
child
the
is
way,
an endangerment of my psychological
now
well-being.
we're going to
How
stop here
dare
just for a second, and I'm going to speak. Now, once more, I am going to speak as a layman. You know, we are beyond what I would consider qualified for. But she seemed to have been going through the stages of grief up to the point that she vanished. And then all of a sudden, what the next day, she was back to delusions. So my theory is she cannot face this grief. So she's going to circle into delusions to avoid going through the grief. And this is my layman's belief. But, you know, Ken on that hangs out at Adonis's for like Ken's counseling, you know, he would be the best one to ask on that. But this is my belief.
How dare they? How dare you? How dare you just sit there and watch, kick back and watch, and it was just entertainment for you to allow this shit to happen, to allow them to rip away a child. They had no right touching. They had absolutely no right touching. There was no reason for any of that to have happened. None of that. The traumatic event, all of it. And you're still in denial that you could have fixed anything. That, you know, that, like, you're still in denial. You need to own up to what you've done and give back the child. That's the only way that I'll ever heal. That's the only way I'll ever stop being crazy. And instead you want to make me crazier and crazier and crazier by demanding more of me to be away from him. You're going straight to fucking hell. I hope you understand that. I hope you understand how crazy you are. You are going to fucking hell, and you are not coming back from that. There is no salvation from that. I will literally fucking destroy you. I need help. I need my child back. I don't need anyone's actual fucking help. I need my child back. There's no reason for them to have taken it in the first place. I needed people to give me a fucking suitable place to live. A place where I could have had my child and taken care of him properly. I need my child back. The fuck is wrong with you people?
Now, I'm going to be theologically silly for just a moment. Because, you know, listening to all of this is stressing. It really is. But, you know, I think that if Leticia goes to heaven, Satan is going to have to go up to God and hand him the welcome to hell sign. And then Satan will walk off laughing.
Child. How many times do I have to fucking say that? I need my child back. That's the only thing that will fucking save me and my mental state.
That's the only thing that's going to help me, is my daughter and this new baby back in my fucking arms. You people are insane. I literally have nothing left. And all you do is harass me and fucking abuse me and steal from me and rape me and rob me of my fucking dignity.
Damn.
Give me the shit that it belongs to me. I am not even fucking playing anymore.
Not even playing.
I'm not
How many times have we heard
playing.
that?
You have gone far enough. I think it's about fucking time for you to sit this one out. I'm
Yes,
not
monkey
playing
boy,
anymore.
that she does.
This isn't funny. This isn't fucking joking around. Oh, look at her. She can see how much we can kick her while she's down.
Well, we know
No,
that there's no
this
dead
is not
baby, so
funny.
this is a very happy
I
ending.
need my child. That's the only thing everyone
But
understands.
you know, we got a
If you
psycho
don't
on
put the
psychedelics.
pieces back together, then you're never gonna solve the puzzle. Are you stupid? Is that why you chose to go around all this all negative? And so that I could expose the loaded guns, so I could expose all this shit about my ex-husband, so that, you know, you'd understand they did that unlawfully. Most of his family should be in prison right now. And you did it unlawfully, and you're gonna sit there and make it out to be like it was me.
Now, everyone is supposed to be in prison virtually forever for whatever the transgression is, except Leticia.
It was never me. That's why I'm having this rant. That's why I'm sure the neighbor here close by can hear me. You know where I'm at. You know exactly where I'm at. You have to target, make sure I'm not being a nuisance to anyone, which I never am, aside from me being.
Well, I'm hoping you're in your mother's
violent
driveway.
and loud sometimes.
That's what I'm hoping.
Because I just can't contain it anymore. You guys have made me snap so many times, and all I do is get verbally aggressive, and it comes out in poetry and creativity and dancing. What are you gonna? Oh, you're gonna run away and hide. Oh my God. She's gonna kill her baby. There's a box in the back. Are you okay? You guys are okay?
Well, it depends on what you're
I don't
tripping
think you're
on.
okay. I think you look
Someone like her
stupid.
can trip
You
on her
just
fist.
stepped in your own shit. Aw, that's so funny. That baby would have never been hurt, and I would have been able to manage just fine giving birth on my own, knowing that it came out in 2 pushes, and I would have figured it out. He would have been just fine. We would have been just fine. You guys tripped the fuck out, and then you stole him. You weren't even looking at my well-being. You weren't looking at my health and well-being.
Yes, Miss Cupcake.
I was
She
supposed to
never
have some
wanted the
stupid
baby.
checkup.
Now,
Did
for
I
those
go
that
to it?
have been
No.
here throughout the arc, when she kept saying, I'm going to kill the baby, I, on multiple occasions, said, everyone, be ready. I don't want you to hurt your neck. But as soon as the baby's gone, she's going to play the bereaved mother, and that I wanted the baby all along, and they ripped it away from me. And exactly what has happened is what I predicted. And she's going to keep getting pregnant, and we're going to keep having these cycles. Because if I didn't know that we were going to keep, as long as she's fertile, this is going to happen. Just saying. So, you know, that's why we're here. Because if I didn't think that she was going to have to do the baby thing all again, I wouldn't think she would be worth anything but maybe a passing 2 or 3 minute video.
Does anybody force me to go to these things? No. Why should they? There's no reason for anybody to care. They didn't care before when they stole the kid. That's why I told the lady. I was like, now you guys are going to care about my physical well-being? No, thank you. I don't need you touching me anymore. I don't need you caring for me anymore, if that's how you do it. Your facilities don't allow me to keep my child? Well, why do I care about my body then? Why would I care? If you stole the baby, there's no baby anymore. There's no reason to live. Then why do I care about my body? Why would I care? Why wouldn't I just go out and fuck everybody that, you know, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, try to make that baby up again?
Now,
Why not? Why?
we have a Freudian. Why don't I? You see, this is her. Because, see, the shrooms and the weed have lowered her inhibitions. So she is actually slipping out her intention, like, well, why don't I go there and rob that bank that I've been thinking about robbing for 6 months?
not. Just whomever, come dumpster over here, make up that baby.
Oh, yes.
Because that seems like a viable solution to me. You stole the baby, I just create a new baby, and then that way, then there'll be another opportunity. And then I'll have a place, I'll figure out a place, and I just won't tell anybody. I'll just be silent about it and be quiet.
Now, I mean, doesn't she like prove me right really quick? I mean, oh yes, thank you, Leticia. You make me look really good. Just saying, Leticia.
Nobody will ever know. And just have my baby somewhere safe, away from everyone else. Not put him in the system. So yeah, I mean, the fact that you forced me to feed him to the dragon, that was the thing. That was the main thing. You forced me to feed him to the dragon. I didn't offer him willingly. Why would I sacrifice him to the devil?
Wow.
Only to try to salvage him for something. Just to try to save him from what was truly coming. Which was demonic forces anyway. Constantly just after him, because I could tell that's all that was after him the entire pregnancy. What? Whoa. You guys are crazy.
Now,
What
it's
the
best
fuck?
she keeps
Give
talking.
me my child back. Like, that's not how you play the game.
Because that means she ain't
That
going
is
to be
not how you
starting the
fucking
car.
play the game. So, anyway, it's been 3 weeks, and I'm fucked up because they stole my child. And there's no way that those papers could have been viable in a true court of law, on an earthly court of law at all, either way, because I went through a traumatic event after they stole the child. All of this stuff, we all know, illegal. Illegal. Hey, guess what? You're doing things backward. You're not putting the right perpetrators behind bars. You're hurting me again. What's this gonna solve? Nothing. This is gonna make it worse.
Actually, after watching her, I don't think my uterus will ever be the same.
Person for something that she didn't do. For something that she never even fucking asked for, begged for, none of it. So please, step the fuck off. Give me the shit that I need in order to get by. I need my child. I need my children. I don't want to go through any more of your hoops. I don't want to know anymore. That's the devil. You guys are the fucking devil. So, alright, I think I'm gonna get off here now. I'm done ranting. I figured if I at least capture it for everyone to understand it, then it'd be great for chronicling what true mental health is like. And
Funny thought, I'll tell you in a minute.
How you truly better yourself through natural and holistic means, as opposed to whatever toxins that they're adding you with, which the chip is artificial. So, I don't know what to say or do anymore. I really don't. I just wait for them to ping me. Wait for them to tell me, to let me know, hey, this is what your next move is. Here, this is what you gotta do. I'm not gonna
Oh,
fucking
yes,
jump to your
Linda.
stupid bitch
No
ass
doubt.
soapstone.
It'll be
I'm going
his
to fucking
fault,
jail.
your
can
fault,
fucking eat
my
shit.
fault, the
Anybody
government's
comes near me, I'm
fault,
gonna blow their bitch
society's
ass
fault,
up. I'm not
and
even
you
fucking
people
with you.
had better blah
I'm not
blah,
even
you
fucking
know.
with you at this point. Like, come and find me, bitch. Come and find me. And, like, anything that I fucking start, like, it's funny. It's funny. You already have my thought process. Straight up, everything I can fucking find, I will literally blow these motherfuckers away. Like, you come near me, bitch. Like, straight the fuck up. I will start having pipe bomb bullshit going on, and I will toss them at your bitch ass. And then if you end up killing me, that would still save me either way, because then I would be gone from this fucking toxic world, for one. And then another, then what? Then you'd have a good ass fucking story to tell everybody.
Now, I'd like to ask Leticia, I'd like to hear her recipe for making one. Now, of course, I can't talk about this on YouTube, but once again, I would like to hear Leticia take me through the construction of an improvised explosive device.
Hey, guess what? We fucked her over so badly. We made her look like blah, 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 blah. She finally acted out, and she protected herself, and then everybody was dead. And guess what? You're not going to turn that story around, because there's too many people that know me personally. They would vouch for, hey, that girl only fucking fought because she was forced to. So, there's no begging. I didn't sign my rights over. That wasn't viable in the court of law, and those proceedings weren't either. And Jason wasn't present in the courtroom, so that was all illegal.
They don't even know
Every
Jason's daddy yet.
part of that proceeding was illegal and falsified. So I'm pretty sure I'm waiting for my child, and I'm expecting him soon because we all know that those papers were not viable. That court proceeding was not viable. None of it. I'm not going to prison, bitch. I will literally pipe bomb some bitches. In the name of God.
And then, oh my fucking...
And then what?
Oh no! We have Leticia Jihad! Yes, that might be my video for tomorrow. I'll have to come back and find this spot and yes, announce that Leticia has now declared a holy jihad!
Then you're gonna have a bloody ass show on your hands. Show. Huh. Bloody show. Kind of like what they told me. That's, oh, you've got bloody show.
Check it out,
I was giving
Nelson.
birth. Interesting. I was scared shitless. You stole the thing that was coming out of my body.
I beat Miss Cupcake and got one.
Scared shitless. Thought I was gonna fucking die.
That's rare.
I thought I was gonna fucking die. I seriously did. I never expected that that thing was gonna fucking come out of my body.
Nelson, you're an irrelevant nothing on YouTube, and you always will be. Have a nice day.
Everything. That thing was alive. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I created another living thing, and it was so beautiful, and I was trying, and I did such a good job. And because the father never stepped up, they ripped him away. That's the saddest part of all, is that, like, this story never had a happy ending to begin with. And I was so hopeful that I could change that. So hopeful that I could alter the course of my existence to make it positive. To help myself and the future generations to come if I spoke out against these people and realized, you know what? I could be like these people, only better, because I wouldn't take it out on the people that they're trying to help, right? So yeah. But they just use people like pawns, like puppets, and then talk.
And by the way, Nelson, if you're still here, please tell Stewie he's an irrelevant nothing on YouTube also. Now back to Leticia. I forgot that part.
When they're done. When they're too old to function, when they're, you know, not fresh enough for anyone to matter, you know? If you ain't fresh, then nobody wants anything to do with you. You're just crusty. Old and crusty. You know what I mean?
Well, I just don't want her driving anywhere.
So yeah, I'm not really sure why I do these things. I don't give a shit about incriminating myself at this point. Not at all.
Now, a naked highway run into Ernie Shell's arms could be funny.
These videos, I'm not stupid with all the motion lights on the fucking, you know, me driving around and trying to say, oh, she got the pipe in her hand, whatever. I heard you talking sometimes. Some of you don't believe that. I heard you talking.
Well, it's good she's hitting the pipe. Really.
So, yeah.
Because she'll focus on that more than going off and doing something ignorant.
Oh my God. You literally just committed a federal crime by threatening to, what is that? Allah Akbar of the courts. Been nice knowing you. You're trying to be that's so rude.
Someone evidently was here and went over to tease her.
Also, who threatened to Allah Akbar the courts? What is that? To bomb the courts and shit?
Yes, Leticia Jihad.
They're exposing their own stupidity by all of this. This is why it's like I'm not the one making a mockery of this court. They are. They're making a mockery of this entire story because it's like, oh my God, did you realize that this wasn't going to work out well for you? Did you realize that once I started sharing my story, once I actually was able to have my freedom of speech, technically you can't take it away? Technically, all this technicalities, you're not supposed to be able to do nothing with my constitutional rights. So even the violation of my child, I'm going to be able to sue for a shit ton of money because you ended up taking away that time, that bonding time between my baby and I. And it doesn't matter about whatever is continually in process in the courts right now. I'm going to make sure to get an attorney so that I don't have to sit out in fucking jail. Nobody needs to sit out in fucking jail. All it's going to do is traumatize me even more, and it's going to keep me separated from my child, which apparently all I needed was that money for the attorney, right? So that's what I'm going to put my efforts toward. That's what I have to do. That's what God is telling me to do, is to finally fight back with a lawyer. Someone that is going to defend me finally in a court of law.
I'll
And
get you back.
hopefully we'll be able to win with all the proof that there is that I didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah. And that they've been violating me, and all of this reactive verbal abuse that I've had is due to their physical abuse from the very beginning. So hopefully we can figure something out, and hopefully you guys can bow down and we can both part ways, and I know you'll always be watching, like the creeps that you are, but hopefully you won't have so much disdain toward me to where I have to be looking over my shoulder constantly, wondering and waiting, when are you going to pounce? When is the next time that you're going to harass me? Can we just
Maybe
bypass
tonight.
all of that? So that's why I was trying to be okay with my child not being with me, because I knew you were always going to continually harass me because you're psychopaths. But I thought, is there a chance? What are they going to do? What are they going to choose to do? Since they didn't want to get me any housing, they didn't want to do all these other things, what are their plans? And I thought it was going to be something that was like really lavish. I thought, like, oh my God, like they're finally
I almost
listening.
bought a
Like, I'm
payday
finally
bar,
gonna
by
get
the way.
things that I'm owed. Finally the things that I need in order to heal myself.
It was between the chocolate payday or the Snickers. And lately I've been getting the chocolate payday, but today I went with the Snickers.
No.
Ow, you're
No,
clawing
you
me.
just harass
I
me
love
and
you
abuse
back.
me more.
I love you back. Yes, I do. I love you back.
How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? I gave you all my trust. I gave you all my faith. I was blindly following. And I was like, oh no, God will see me through this. It'll be okay. Even if I sit out a little bit, it'll be okay. No, you stole him. You stole my baby. There is no justification in that. That's the cruelest fucking thing. The most barbaric fucking thing. How dare you? Regardless
Yes,
if he was
Hydrangea.
tainted blood or not, it didn't matter.
Well, see, that's what she wants the man to be.
He was my blood still.
That's my legs you're
I
clawing in,
cared
young
for
lady.
him. I still wanted him.
Young lady.
I need him. You people are barbaric and sick. And then when I start crying, you can't help it. And you stop it. You're like, you can't let anyone watch that. You can't let anyone see what truly you're forcing upon people. The cruelty, the pain, the, you know,
Yes, Linda, the meal
irreparable
ticket.
damage that you
Hello, Craig.
caused. You can't repair it. You can't fix it. Unless you give back everything. How are you going to give back years? How are you going to give back
hello,
years
Terry.
that
I
were
didn't see
lost?
you come in.
How are you going to give back the financial deficits? How are you going to give back that? How are you going to give back those moments? How are you going to give back those weeks that I've been away from my son? How are you going to give back that? How are you going to pay that back? Money?
Oh. I love your butt.
That's why I have my emotions on camera. So I can curse everyone. So I can make sure that those tears are captured and that everyone is cursed that watches
hitting a
my
bad trip,
tears
by the
flow.
way.
And so that they understand you're all going to fucking hell for not doing a goddamn thing
to help my child and I stay together,
you
to help us
get your
to
claws out of me,
succeed.
honey.
Instead, you wanted us dead, just like everyone else, and you will be cursed. You will be cursed. You and your offspring, everything, cursed.
Poor honey, offspring. No, don't have any offspring, just saying.
Swine.
No,
You're cursed
sex is
to eat
bad.
from your troughs
Sex.
and to swallow each other's filth and to make love to each other's lies. You will all be doomed. You're just lustful,
Get down, honey. You're on the
disgusting
duck show.
demons.
Autumn, down,
Putrid
honey.
waste scum of
Down,
the
or
earth.
come this way. Either way, just get off the
mutating,
bookshelf.
fornicating
Okay, good girl.
constantly.
Good girl.
And you
You're a
think
good
that you're
kitty.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Some of you think, oh yeah, it could never be. Yes, it's you. It's everyone. We're using the electronics constantly, the types of jobs we went into, everything we went toward, the money in general. Yeah, all tainted. The root of all evil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, now, the thing is...
So yeah, that's what
Now, you see, Biden has not realized this. He needs to run against Leticia. Yes, considering the way that the economy's going, and, they're trying to find a way that Biden could get an election victory. If Leticia was his opponent, I'm voting Biden. Just saying.
tell people you went for the money, you didn't go for your
Fortunately,
job.
I don't
You have
think
no
Leticia's
human,
going to win
you
the
know,
Republican nomination.
No compassion whatsoever. You didn't go into the humanities for the humanity of it. You went into it for the financial backing. There's some people that didn't. They're very sweet people. I really enjoyed their interactions. But the fact that I didn't keep my child due to your ill-mannered fucking proceedings and your temper, you need to offer that child back. I'm done. You know damn well that this is inaccurate. You know damn well that, if it were you and your son, that you would want him breastfed by his mother, regardless if it was, laced with marijuana. Even though you've been tainting my fucking shit, my wherever supply I'm getting it from. You act like I didn't know. You act like I didn't know.
They're tainting her marijuana.
I already knew you were lacing my shit. So...
Well, Leticia, I mean, you should come out here. My shit is grown right here in Kentucky. With no governmental people. With seeds in the earth from Kentucky.
If there was anything in my shit, I told the doctors, hey, guess what? This is where I got my stuff from. This is, if anything were to happen, I want you to know personally, the only things I ever do are shrooms and weed. If there's anything in my fucking system beyond that, I want you to understand that it was placed in there purposely by someone else. Wink, wink. And then they're always like, oh,
yes,
shit,
Linda,
exploded, and my doctors always change. All this other stuff happens. Weird coincidences. I know. I'm not stupid anymore. I get it. So
2 liter is in the freezer,
nice.
and it's covered in
Go
water.
along with it. Whatever games you're playing, let's go along with it. Let's see what they do. As long as they're not fucking with me, as long as they're not stealing from... You stole from me. Now
well, in reality, the more eggs we get out of her, the quicker she'll be infertile. So, I'm pro getting as many eggs out of her as quickly as we can to end her cycle of being a predatory female.
Not on our even plane anymore. Now we're not on our, where I've forgiven you for being stupid and never giving me my money. I forgave you. I was going along with it. I was just going about my business. But now you reminded me, oh, you owe me a lot. You owe me lots and lots of stuff. And you stole from me. I need my baby back now.
I need my baby back, baby back, baby back.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's something wrong with you. I need my baby. I need him back. I don't mind that his name is Jason. I think that's cute. I think his name is cute. I don't know. I think I just want to call him Boy Tootsie. I don't know. I need my baby.
Now, when I was going to review her other videos as a part of this before she went live, I noticed that she was calling the baby Tootsie, and that's what she called the dog. And that was kind of odd to me psychologically. And I'm going to have another live to finish reviewing all of her up to this point. But, since she's on psychedelics and insane, and this is live at the moment, I had to make this the priority.
What are you doing? You are literally driving me batshit crazy. On purpose. For what purpose? So that we can disclose this to the world? So all of my videos can be shared with everyone? So everyone can know? So we can notify the news? So we can put this out there? So we can share this with all formats on social media? Everything. Every facet. To disclose what you're doing behind the scenes. Why you're corrupting everyone. Why you would steal. Why you'd rob from a mother. A good mother at that. A patient individual. Someone that is normally very kind. Normally just very just and even-tempered. Until someone pisses her off.
Then she'll damn you to hell.
Now you see all facets. Now you understand the demon within.
Excuse me.
Oh shit, it's a pissed off lady. They got her shit fucking stolen from her. Yeah, of course. Makes perfect sense. The fuck? Chip on my shoulder. Of course I have a chip on my shoulder. The fuck? There's get over it. No, fix it. Then I
before I moved to Kentucky, I worked in a perfume factory.
won't have the chip, and then we can move forward. The fuck? Oh my god, I'm done. There's no reason I should have to preach to fucking psychopaths. You should know better. I thought you were geniuses. I thought that's why you were psychopaths, right? That you were just so hyper smart, hyper intelligent. I thought that's why. Oh. I hope I do wake the fucking people around me. I hope I do. Yeah, I heard you.
Now, an interesting little factoid. Had I stayed in Cincinnati, they closed the plant about 6 or 7 years ago, I think, maybe 8. And if I would have stayed there, they would have offered me a job in Atlanta because they have another plant in Atlanta, and they would have basically, I would have either took the job in Atlanta or I would have gotten laid off.
I don't give a fuck at this point. It's not even that fucking late. It's 10:30 and, well, it's nearly 11. Usually I'm very, considerate of others.
11:43 right now
you weren't
here.
considerate when it came to
10:43 where she is.
You need your baby back, so you need to stay where you are. You guys are so stupid. They know where I'm at, and they know where I need. You know where to bring my fucking baby. We all know. Bring me my child. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick and tired of this. You know exactly where I'm at. You know where he's at. Bring him now. I'm sick and tired of this. Like, even on shrooms, I'd be a better fucking parent than you fucking assholes.
Even on shrooms.
Feeding him from the bottle. Fucking sick. I better get my child back soon. I swear to God. I swear to Christ. I'm so sick of this. I try to be so patient with you guys. I really do.
Well, it depends.
It's actually really hilarious how much patience I have.
Now, you see, the body can create substances. And there's a possibility that the biochemicals that are created in her can override other drugs. Now, I'm putting out there as a possibility, and there's no evidence at all to show that this is the case in Leticia. Just putting that out there to keep everything in context.
With you. How lenient I am with you. How considerate I am. And I'm just so, I go along with it. Like, okay, let's hear this.
She's demanded, earlier she demanded the baby be brought by dawn.
Backhanded stuff. See what the fuck. You people are stupid. And no one in the government gives a crap about you or where you are. Then why are they still monitoring me? Then why is it that the lights are flickering? Why is it? Why is it that they're still monitoring me then? What is wrong with you?
As long as you don't get out of the car or move the car, this will all end up
children were bottle fed, good for you. It's
a bad night.
Stay the fuck away from me with your stupid ass opinions.
Oh yes, cyanide. Like I say, this is why I'm sitting here and going through all of this, because, you know,
Jason
this
wouldn't
still
be
could
on
end
there.
badly.
Why in the fuck would he talk out loud to
Fortunately, she
anyone
sounds
else
like
but
she's
his
winding
attorney?
down some. It's just we don't want her to
People are
start
so
the vehicle.
stupid when they say that, like, the father of the baby is going to be on there talking and all this other lies. Why would anybody believe that shit? They're so stupid.
Well, Craig, she tried to hook up with a guy and make a baby trap, and it backfired on her. And she tried to claim rape afterwards, and it was disproved, and now she has to go to court over it. And she's one of these women that whole life is about using a baby to trap a man and then making the man her slave. And she's going to do this over and over again.
You guys are so ridiculous. All of this makes no goddamn sense. None of you. Why would marijuana be filled with poison? Why?
Well, her daughter, she that might be her middle name, because that does sound familiar in the lore. So yes, that might be the middle name of her daughter. I'm not sure.
If anything, the marijuana should be making it better, so if there is any poison, then it would be whatever additives are in the marijuana. Exactly. This person, I was bottle fed too. Look at me. Like, that makes you crazy then. Because look at you, you're harassing someone online that you don't even fucking know. They're like, oh, we know each other. No, we don't know each other. Because if you knew me, then you'd understand me. Then you'd get along with me, because most people fucking do. Most people fucking do. Because I'm not out there to fucking take from people, and I'm not there to harass people. There are plenty of people that know me firsthand, and they're like, whatever. There's no way that they could ever be considered his new mom and dad, by the way. Never. Like, all of that, fake as fuck. Fake as fuck. And that's why people don't even realize what the root of the fucking issue is, and that's the parents not getting along. Instead, you make it worse.
Well, she would have got him from her brother.
Going to get him? Does his father actually have him right now? Because that's insane.
Because he's her only connection in Arkansas.
Karma, because then he would have to raise his fucking son that he pumped inside of me, and it's just sad that I don't get to breastfeed. Like, that's the main thing, is that I wanted to be there for my son. Nothing to do with any of the fucking, karma or anything with the dad. That has nothing to do with it. I know that we were stuck together. There was our fucking relationship right there. And yet the father never said anything. And I was like, what the fuck? He is my baby, and he'll always be my baby, and there's nothing they can do with whatever paperwork, and they're going to give him back. They have to. Those papers for adoption, they can say all day long, and the moment I get a fucking attorney, they're going to be retracting that shit and putting that shit between their legs. Oh God, yeah, you're right, all of it was not viable. None of it was viable, and also you abused her immediately after giving birth. We're going to sue you and the state of Illinois for everything. So, yeah. I just worry. I worry about the baby. I don't worry about the father or anything like that. Like, obviously he was fine. The DNA test was already done. They already knew they already knew the type of blood in my child. The Hispanic blood and the Native American blood, apparently from his father. With they already said that in court. So, they just wanted me to lure me into whatever trap that they were trying to do to persuade me into keeping whatever monitors and seeing my child once a week and other bullshit and making it seem like I wasn't. No, I'm completely capable of tending to my child all alone. I did it for 9 months. How could I not? If I would have had the resources,
All she had to
that
do
would
is
have been
walk
just fine.
around. That was tending to her
I
child.
want my baby back so badly. If justice were to happen, then the father would know. That's not right. I mean, how could you be so cruel and callous to someone?
Good night, Miss Cupcake. And right now I have no ability to use email.
How could you want them to be ripped apart from it?
Probably not until the 1st.
Like, my ex-husband did it, but I didn't think it would ever happen again.
I can only
I
Instagram,
would have been just fine
and I
with
can
the baby.
only Twitter.
Everyone knows I was just fine with babies. I could have managed. It's just the resources is all. I know I'll get my child back, regardless.
No,
Even if it's not on this
I don't believe
paper
so.
plane, because all this is toxic anyway.
And anyway, I don't think
They will
Nelson
always
was
love me.
Nelson
My
either.
children will always
I think
care
it was
for me,
Stewie.
regardless. And so
But
it doesn't even
that's
matter
something
if
I
they're
would have just
physically
told you
with
in a
me or not.
DM.
They're always
But
gonna know
it's
I love
not
them
actually
more than
worth picking
anything.
up a device.
That's why I gave them life.
Just saying.
That's why I chose life for them, and I didn't choose whatever
Sleep
other
well.
BS everyone wanted me to kill them. So the foster parents cannot adopt him because he's not up for adoption. Regardless of whatever paper they had that day, it is not viable in court. I have no idea how many times I have to repeat this, but I better get my child back this week. I'm not even playing anymore. That's why I'm going to talk to the attorney. We're going to situate things.
It went
I'm not
from
going
morning to the
fucking
week.
shit. No, not anymore. I'm done. I'm going to play your fucking evil fire with fire, money with money, all that shit. You're going down. I'm done. I'm not playing this bullshit anymore. I need my son. I'm not fighting for this anymore. The father should be in prison then, if that's how they're going to do it. There's absolutely no reason that I should have to fight this, argue this at all, or be on shrooms alone away from my child at this very moment. 3 weeks.
No. Excuse me, Leticia. This is where I must point out as a responsible adult. When you are on shrooms, you need the child in someone else's care. You know, all through this live, she's like, I'd be fine with a baby on shrooms. Paraphrasing.
Why did you choose to harass me? Huh? Why?
Yeah, it's late. You know, it's getting midnight. Many
Because
people's
you knew
got to
that I was
sleep.
just so honest and genuine? That you knew I wouldn't fight back? You people are going to fucking hell. You are. You don't rob someone and continually hurt them and expect that it's going to turn out well for you and your offspring. It will never be good for you. You have robbed me of 2 children now, of the thing that I needed most in order to heal.
Maybe hydration.
Caring family.
She's having a moment.
You are sick. You will get your just dues. You will all fucking perish. All of you, each one of you. Don't you see the fucking carnage that you've created? Don't you see I need my child back now? Don't you see the pain and suffering?
Well, pretty good, Loki.
That you've caused?
You know, I was doing a full review of her, and I had to put it on pause. So, I only got like 2 videos in on, you know, doing a full review on her, and she went live, and she's on shrooms. So, you know, I went to her live, and probably tomorrow I'll come back on again and finish the program that I intended on.
Losing that child? Tell me, was it worth it? Will it be worth it when you're staring at your own loved ones dead in your fucking palms? Will it be worth it?
All my family's dead, Leticia.
At you, finally? The final fucking cackle? Right before your doom? Right before your demise? Right before your expansion into the energy field? You are fucking going to die, all of you. All of you.
Yes, we are at some point.
My son back. This isn't about wanting. This isn't about, you know, oh my God, like, oh, whatever, like, No, I need my child. And you know damn well that you fucking pissed me off during the entire pregnancy on purpose.
You have placed that child in danger. You fed him to the fucking dragon. You pieces of fucking trash. I don't give a shit about his father. I don't give a shit. I will fight with an attorney. I am not going to fucking jail. I'm not going to fucking prison. I am done. I am done.
You're going to jail,
Done.
ma'am. As
I am
Rachel Ack
never
would
going
say.
to get fucking shit at ever again. I'm going to have my child. I'm going to have both my children. I'm done. You owe me a shit ton of money. I'm going to place every effort into suing the United States, and you know that. Every fucking effort, and I will win. Because I have every proof. I have every proof. And guess who's going to side with me? Everyone on the fucking jury. Because they're going to see exactly the trauma and everything that is built up due to your flawed and negligence. Your flawed paperwork and negligence. I'm sick and tired of this. My tears will not go for naught.
She's getting mad.
They will help pay my children's way.
Linda.
I'm done. I don't need a job. I've already done
But
my
it has
job.
to be a woman
I've
that
done
uses the
pretty
duct
damn
tape or
fucking
it's
good,
wrong.
actually. And I'm not acting. I'm not doing any of it. So what? I guess you need to bow to me for doing such lovely acting yourselves. Psychopaths. None of you make any fucking sense, you know that, right?
Well, at times, Ronnie, she does. It depends on her mood.
You threatened to kill a baby. Are you alright? Those threats were coming through you. So, those are exact extensions of whatever the fuck you're thinking in your fucking
Okay. Now, this is ultimate mental gymnastics. We know how much she had threatened to manglate. Yes, that's the word we'll use. Manglate the baby. And now it was us that was doing it.
Why do you think I had so many people wanting to irritate me constantly? So many people that even continually harass me. Continually try to bombard my fucking reality. When I know better. I know you can't steal those children. I know it was illegal, all the processes, and I just sat there and I waited. I waited for you to correct yourselves. Even in 9 months I expected, no, you guys are being silly. You already know better. You better not do it. You better not
she's getting a gold on that
unless
one.
you want the karma for your own children and your own offspring and everything that you hold dear. Unless you want to. I mean, go for it. And you did it anyway. So apparently that's what you want. Famine and destruction for the rest of the world and yourselves. Those things that you hold dearest.
Famine and destruction for the rest of the world. And it's our fault because we watched Leticia. Now, once again, Leticia has mighty powers. Now, I have faced Shani for Christ for years. And her invoked devastations. Now, none of them have ever worked. Now, once again, I do say that Leticia has a certain delivery that Shani doesn't, on her proclamations of our demise.
So, no one gives a shit about dead puppies. Don't be stupid asses. No one gives a shit about dead puppies.
What a bit.
If you don't give a
Here
shit
Nick
about
sure
a child
does.
being ripped away from a mother, then you don't give a shit about dead puppies.
It's
You're all
actually
just
it's
a
the
bunch of
behavior
fucking
that
government
resulted
operatives
in.
just there
Yes,
to
I should
fucking
qualify
piss me
that.
off.
It's the behavior that led to the dead puppies. Because if a puppy passes of natural causes, it's a sad thing. What you did was a monstrous thing.
You're not even regular trolls. You're just government operatives sent to fucking sit there, bash me, or the artificial intelligence just set on fucking repeat. I will definitely have those children back. I will most definitely have those children back because once I prove to the courts that I've been sane this whole fucking time and I'm saner on shrooms, that's why I recorded this. That's why I recorded this interaction. Because I knew, the people, they need to see. They need to see what I do, which is nothing. I don't do anything to fuck with anybody. There should be no fear of me being honest with anybody and everyone. And the baby would have fixed me and it wouldn't have hurt me. So
The last baby didn't fix her, by the way. And she had a house.
he would have been with
And she had her
a much
poodles.
better mother had he been with his biological mom, which is me. And everyone knows that. Everyone sees that. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows me. I would have done everything and then some just to make him happy and healthy and smart. But no. Instead, everyone wants to believe their stupidity and think that they're doing the best by him and they're doing the worst by him. I don't want to wait anymore for you to rip my child apart psychologically just so that you can use him as a fucking ploy to get the father to act right, to get me to act right. No. What did you think was going to happen by pulling him away, that we were both going to act right? We're going to come back together, some fanciful fucking fantasy? No. None of that happens. This is a real world situation. This isn't some fantasy, remember? Just like nobody came to my fucking aid, no one gave me a house, no one, offered to pay my bills, no one did anything, so that's why the baby was stolen. Because there was nothing.
Because we didn't hand her the sun, the moon, and the stars. Okay.
Anything. They kept stealing from me. They kept robbing everything from me. If the father has someone, then that's fine. I've never had an issue. I just don't care. I just don't care about anybody anymore. I just want my son. That's it. I don't want anyone else. I want my daughter too, but that's different. I want to be able to tend to them on my own. I don't see how a man is going to sit there and fix the situation aside from labeling him with his last name, acting like, he did the work. You didn't do shit. I was the one that put all efforts into that baby. I was the one that did all the work. I was the one that protected him, not you. I was the one that comforted him when we were both crying and everyone was rejecting us and everyone was violently attacking us. I protected the baby. No one else. Not the officers, no one. I was there to sit there and embrace him. I was the one to sit there and pick up the pieces after everyone allowed everyone else to physically assault us. No, I was there for that baby. We all know.
Oh, yeah, taking care of business. I did.
You people are sick. You put me in jail.
Oh, yeah,
if
Linda.
I punched my stomach,
well, the thing is,
I
Linda,
knew that he was unwanted. And
she didn't reveal that until YouTube. I think that because when she said it, she wanted people to praise her. And it went completely the opposite way. I don't think the authorities at the time ever knew.
I needed him to stop moving. Because I needed to stop moving. Because we weren't going anywhere. And we weren't getting fed properly. They were wanting to feed us lunch meat. And that is toxic to newborn babies, or, fetuses. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had all right. If they were going to kill us, then I would have to kill the child too. That's just how it goes. My dead body is in, that's just how it goes.
Remember the woman earlier said I was never a threat to the baby.
What's going on? You know that it's because of the baby that you're being detained.
Now we just have threats to the baby.
Absolutely no reason. Because I never had these issues until I spoke up about the pregnancy. If I wouldn't have spoken up, I probably would have had a much different circumstance. But I was seeking help, and that was my fault. Because I should have known better. I should have known with the chip and everything that they were going to treat me a lot differently. And brutally. As opposed to everyone else. And not treat me normally in any other way either.
Yes,
people are so stupid.
she is. Because she's wanted in Arkansas, and she is in Arkansas.
Don't even engage with some.
She's wanted in Illinois too, and she's got court on the 20th in Illinois, and she's obviously not making it.
Like I'm supposed to be held accountable. No, if you caused it, then no. And everybody's like, well, no one else can cause it. Yes, they can. They can completely cause it. They can be there to violate you, and that causes you to want to hurt yourself and self-harm. No, there's not going to be any prison time. I'm going to make sure that I don't go to the fucking hearing, and that the lawyers take care of this because I'm done. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'll get the money. This time I'll get the money because there is one person that I haven't spoken to this entire time that will at least back me up for this one attorney that will end up fucking everybody else over. And that's
Superman.
all she wrote. There's nothing else. I'm done. You guys are so sick, and I need my child back. I need him back. There's a huge difference between want and need. You guys are so fucking sick. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. You need to offer him back now. You guys are so sick. You are committing infanticide by removing him from my side. What are you guys talking about?
So we're
All
killing
this stupid
babies,
bullshit.
according to her.
And this one, you're not disabled. Well, I sure as fuck would be now, wouldn't I? After all the trauma. Dumbasses. The baby's name is Jason. That's what I named him. That's what his name is. And if his paperwork didn't go through, if they didn't file it, well, we're gonna have to ask somebody about all of this, aren't we? I guess I'll be talking to the attorney about it. And, make sure everybody gets their money through all of this. So, there's no reason to go to the ER. There's no reason to care about myself. This is how badly they've made it. There's no reason to care about myself, and the first thing I'm gonna do is go find hard drugs. Like, that's the first fucking thing I'm gonna do within this week. Talk to the fucking attorney, tell them, hey, guess what? I'm doing all this crazy shit because I was exposed to some bullshit. They're lying about me. I'm gonna go off the fucking hinge because I just can't handle it. I'm going
Yes,
crazy mentally because of...
yes, we're about to have the junkie daddy baby. Yes, she's going to go off now in hard drugs, and no doubt, you remember what she said she'd do for a Klondike bar? I mean a joint.
these people. They stole my child 3 weeks ago, and now I can't do anything aside from just showing you the proof, and here's all this evidence.
Well, the thing is, yes, because when Leticia, when I reviewed earlier today, when she said she went to the bathroom and she said she came out and the baby was tangled in blankets. So that did come out, as I was reviewing videos today, she did say that she did come out of the bathroom and the baby was tangled in blankets.
And it's all gonna be there, just lined up. Every proof that I didn't do anything wrong. And everyone's gonna be like, oh my god. Eat your shit. Eat your fucking shit, you pieces of shit. I'm done. I'm not playing your stupid fucking games anymore. I'll get people in these pawns and these players to fucking force feed you whatever fucking money bullshit you want. You owe me a shit ton. We're gonna fucking dance. We're gonna fucking dance. I will bring it to court. Finally. Finally, you've broken me. Finally, it's come to this. Finally, you wanted to see when I would actually just attempt to finish filing for these reports, finish filing for all this stuff. It's happening. Tomorrow is the fucking day. Well, yeah, soon to be tomorrow.
Soon to be tomorrow.
I am not gonna deal with this anymore. I'm gonna seek legal aid. I'm with the backing, of course, financial backing that I needed from the beginning.
So again, saying the 20th is D-Day.
Work all in God's favor, and I'll get exactly what I need, because I'm sick and tired of this. I'm not going to play your stupid mind games and any of this bullshit, all this toxic bullshit. We already know.
Now, if I was God, I would speak to Leticia. And as God, I would tell Leticia, I don't exist. I'm not denying the existence of God. I'm just saying, if I was God, I would speak to Leticia and say,
I get it.
I don't
exist.
exist.
Part of it. I want to be no part of your bullshit. I just want to live in my fucking world, in my little realm, eat up whatever resources I fucking want to, all the shit. I'll just enjoy myself while I'm here. And enjoy the love that I've created, because all of a sudden I'm going to have to fight in court now. Which I never assumed I'd have to do. I figured you were all just gonna own up to your shit and get it over with, because, you know, there are higher-ups that run the fucking world, but they're none of my business. I just know that they're fucking sick and corrupt, and they do all kinds of crazy shit, and I didn't want to be a part of it. But you kept making up parts of stories, feeding them into me. I should do hard drugs, and I would still not be held accountable because of all the trauma that I've lived through. I still wouldn't be. It would be a direct reflection of the things that were done to me. It makes perfect sense in psychology. Perfect sense. So, all of this stuff, even when they have me talk to new psychologists, and they're gonna keep me out of the fucking psych ward, and I'll be able to explain to them everything eloquently, articulately, and expose to them, hey, guess what? These are what's truly, you know, this is what.
Well, Ronnie, when at some point on YouTube she will make too much money. Now, with donations, she probably possibly does. Because it looks like that there are places giving her large amounts. Now, unfortunately, we have hit my battery warning.
None of it matters anymore. And I'm not going to fight your stupid bullshit. We're going to get an attorney, and by we, you already know who. And I'm just done. I'm sick of this. You're not going to play these fucking games with me anymore. You're not going to steal my child.
Yeah, Linda, she needs to like sleep this off.
Same thing with my daughter. None of that. All of it. You're fucked.
You notice she said she was going twice forever ago. Usually she leaves on the third time.
Harass a disabled citizen. You should have known better, and you should have had the proper things in place and the people in place in order to help this situation.
Well,
now
actually, if she gets jailed, she loses it and then has to apply for it back.
Just take you all out. This has finally come to it. Like, I'm not doing this
because
anymore.
the jail basically takes her check.
Persuading me to believe that giving everyone else what they want is going to help me? No, it doesn't help me. It makes me worse. So let's not do that anymore. Let's get what Leticia wants for once. Let's do what Leticia wants, not just what she needs. Because she's always very generous and just waits for everyone else to get everything else first. And then they rob her and rape her.
She's actually already under a failure to appear. The bench warrant part.
And I'm not going to be that patient anymore. I'm done being patient and loving and kind. This is not okay. You finally made me snap into a reality of where I've got to fucking fight for this. And it's not jumping through your hoops. No, you stole my child illegally. You placed neglect charges on me. I'm going to fight back. I'm going to prove to you that you don't make any sense.
Well, we're 10 minutes behind her. And I'm at, I put her at 2 times speed because we're going to have to go in a minute.
If my attorney doesn't say so, then no. The same thing with all this. My attorney said that, well, she talks a lot. She's disclosing some stuff. That's just her acting. That's just whatever she has to do. That's what she does.
But we're 10 minutes past real time.
These videos. And that's what actually the first detective told me. So that was my proof that none of this was viable. And then they try to utilize this and say, well, your words, blah, blah, blah. No. Legally in this court of law, this wouldn't have mattered. None of this video. Even disclosing in my proof of everything. You guys are sick. Like, you guys are so backward with everything you say. I can't wait to put this in court. In the real courts of law.
Well, no, I sped her up because my battery is about to die.
Right?
You know, this device has hit its warning. So we are about at the end of the live if I want to or not. Unless I can cough up another device with some energy on it and start another one.
So funny. You made me think that I was a $50 fucking whore. Like a filthy $50 whore. That's what you made me think. That's what you kept feeding into me. All these things, all these delusional things that keep going on.
Well, she already threatened the pipe thing. You know, and I made a wonderful joke about the Leticia jihad.
Just do your best. They'll understand. The godly people understand. And you still didn't understand, and you stole and robbed my child. So now it's come to this, where we have to fight with the money.
Let's see here. Because actually, I do have one that can probably reach there that could,
we'll just put that in the cards right there. We'll just put that right on top of everything, and we'll pile it on there.
It won't be enough to charge it.
Happen in the long run. Inevitably, when they rule in my favor. Yep. What's this girl do? Not a whole lot. Just prove some points. Makes people feel like dumbasses, mostly. That sounds very sad.
Okay, John.
Somebody's gonna go kill themselves, apparently. Well, somebody's off to go get a job. That's good. That's nice. $10,000? What would you do with $10,000? It's a good thing that that's going to be multiplied by a shit ton more, because that's actually what I'm owed in all of this for being an experiment and not being able to actually stop them from experimenting on me because they presumed I had no one to back me
Yeah,
up.
we're way past that.
Because I had no husband anymore.
Okay. As a matter of fact, I made some good funnies with it.
Interesting. But people still love me. They'll still come and they'll still help me regardless because they know how innocent I am.
And I might make it into a funny comedy video tomorrow.
It's not even a ploy. It's just my natural nature. Yep. It's good to be Leticia. It's good because when she cries, then people will come running and they'll see what's wrong and they'll fix it. They will.
You know what? This is getting too much lag with that. So you don't have to let go of that.
Can't do that. That leaves the moms all kinds of crazy.
That's not going to work. It's just the device is so hot from being on for hours. The cable's just making it too hot.
And see, there's the difference because you're creating a monster. You keep continually harassing and abusing me, placing me into the system, putting me in jail more times, and telling me that I'm the issue. That's not the issue. You're the issue, and you need to own up to what you've done, and then that way we can make amends and move forward.
Well, thank you, FBI agent Frank.
I'll just acclimate back into society once I'm given all the financial support that I need.
Well, Frank,
the compensation is coming.
She's on shrooms, and she's been threatening all sorts of things. Now, fortunately, for hours she has focused. I only got a video and a half into the review. She went live, and we've been covering it. And, you know, she's fucked up as a soup sandwich.
I knew that. I knew not to ask for anything more, because I already knew I was rich. I was walking around, and I was already rich and didn't even know it. And I told people that. I said, I know this is coming because of me, but that stuff goes in and out of my head. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the reality of it. The reality that I'm owed. The reality that, you know, you made a lot of mistakes. I can't even comprehend that. I can't believe that you are so smart, yet you hurt me so severely that you didn't know what you were doing. I can't comprehend that. It really just, it hurts my brain to think that I gave you every bit of my trust and faith that you would correct this, and all you did was harm me more. Do you realize how much I'm going to be, given? Lots and lots of money, and I'm just going to be crazy and, giving money away.
Well, as long as she don't go nowhere in the car, all will be good.
I'm just going to be handing it out, because at this point, this is insane. That's all I can do. I don't even want money. What I want is my baby. I just want peace and love, and you keep stealing my baby. You keep stealing my babies. You keep taking them. You keep stealing them. You keep robbing them from me, and then I don't have anything. I'm left with nothing. And I'm trying so hard because this body, we can't take anything when we die anyway. We have to just be all right with whatever physical being. I get that. I'm completely comprehensive of that. But I am not okay. Have I been okay? No. Do I make it clear I'm not okay? Yes. Numerous times. And I ask for help. Do they help me? No. There's no reason that they should help, they say. They say I need to do it all on my own. That makes absolutely no sense to me. None whatsoever. Because I've been doing it on my own, and I was doing it very well. And then I was told that I wasn't doing well, which didn't make any sense to me because it made perfect sense to me. You know? It didn't make any sense, but it made perfect sense. Are you insane? You people are crazy. You think that hurting me is gonna help the situation? Do you think that, honestly, that it's gonna be...
Actually, I was looking at the battery on the other one, and if I change my devices around, I can probably go another hour. But I'll have to end this live and use the other device that we're using right now is the camera.
Okay? Do you think it's going to be okay in the long run? How are you going to explain this to your own children? How are you going to explain this to your own offspring? How are you going to explain this to your own reality? Do you understand the repercussions of what you've done? Do you understand? I don't think you understand. I think that I've been trying to tell you for so long, and you just won't listen. It's like I need to strangle you to death, so that you can understand from my perspective. You're not getting it. Maybe
now she's talking strangled to death. Now, everyone, I am going to end this live right here. Now, on this device, I have about another hour I can go. This one's getting hot, so I can't keep the cord on it. But this one doesn't have good volume, but it should be good enough to work. So yes, this just went dark. So I am ending this live, and I will be back in just a minute, and we will continue on with Leticia. So for those that can't, come back, have a good night, and for everyone else, I should be back up in about 180 seconds.